Hey, happy time zone, fellow travelers, and welcome to another edition of Fast Travel here on the GDQ Hotfix. This is the show where we hop on board the metaphorical GDQ plane, take it for a trip around the world to visit the sights, sounds, and of course, speedruns that our lovely planet has to offer. I am your captain on this voyage, NickRPGreen, and together we will sail the seven seas, fly through the skies, and we're going to check out a lot of different countries today. So there's this pretty big sports tournament on recently. You might not have heard about it. I said it's pretty big, but it's kind of low key. I mean, I'd call it a football tournament. Now, other people might go with the term soccer. Oh, as an Englishman, it really is really painful to have to call it soccer. But yes, the World Cup took place throughout July. It was an absolutely fantastic tournament. You know, huge congratulations to Spain for going all the way and taking the trophy. And I thought today, on this episode of Fast Travel, we sort of pay tribute and have a little sort of mini tournament of our own. So what I have done is I have got together for you three different runners to represent the three other semi-final teams from the tournament. So, of course, those teams were Spain, Argentina, France, and then England is obviously being represented by me hosting. So we've got those three runners all here tonight with their best runs, fighting it out to prove that their country was the best. So we've got the First Berserker, Khazan, by our Spanish runner, Axel Sango. We have got a Hat in Time by our Argentinian runner, Lumeria. But first, we are off to France for some Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, run by Pantoufla. Pantoufla, welcome to Fast Travel. It's great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Nick. Hello, everyone. I am Pantoufla, and I'm going to be running Splinter Cell 1 today. So this is the PC version. It's the first version released with the OG Xbox. And the PS2 and GameCube version are quite different in terms of level design. So I'm going to be doing this one today. And I am joined by Distro to help me with a commentary.
Hello, I'm Distro. I'm from Luxembourg, and I'm glad to be here.
So let's get into it. I'm going to create a new profile. Normally, we play the game on German because it's a bit faster by like 12 seconds, something like that. But for this event, it shouldn't matter too much. We do normal difficulty, and I'll count you down if everyone is ready to go.
Let's do this.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
Good luck.
Thank you very much. So this is the intro cutscene that we can't skip, like most of the cutscene in the game. Although now we are allowed to have a save state right after the cutscene, just to save us the burden of having to watch it every time we reset, because it's around 2 minutes long, 2 minutes. But I'm just gonna use it to explain a few things, I guess. So two big mechanics that I'm gonna use in this run. The first is gonna be the wall jump. So it's the iconic move in this game. You just jump and then you kick off the wall to go even higher. So I'm gonna be taking a lot of shortcuts and try to save time with it. Go out of bounds even. So that's the first big mechanic, because movement is extremely important in this game. And the second thing is the quick save, quick load. So each time I make a quick save followed by a quick load, I skip a voice of a line of dialogue pretty much. And if I chain the quick save, quick load, I can go through a conversation very fast. And it's going to be very useful in the run. In training though, it's a bit different, because every time there is dialogue happening, you can't move and you can't quick save. So I'm going to have to do a bit of trickery to make it work. But it's not going to be too complicated, you'll see. So right now I can't just move yet, I have to look at these lights. because this first level training is a tutorial pretty much on how to play the game, the moves you have to do, stuff like that.
It is a great way to start the run to show off a bunch of moves and the possibilities you have in terms of movement.
Now look for one on the ground in front of you.
So I'm gonna be free to go very soon. This is the place where you would have your save state, by the way.
Climb up onto that ledge, over that pool.
And the first dialogue skip is coming up right there. And I get it nice. So the key to skip dialogue in training is to make a quick save a bit before the trigger, just so you can have momentum into it pretty much. So here I'm going out of bounds to skip a massive portion of the training. I have to kind of land on this beam and down here, there we go. Trying to get a wall jump on the invisible wall, nice. So I took a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter because we don't have any enemies yet. Just have to get to part 2. And I'm gonna let Distro explain what's going on here.
Alright, so we will do a bunch of those tricky dialogue skips now, where Pantoufle basically quick saves into the trigger and then with a delay he skips them. It doesn't always work, it's kind of tricky. And you see a lockpicking sequence, it's always the same sequence for the same door, and the same is true for keypad codes, which you will see. And you will notice Pantoufle did a very quick interrogation here. The reason why this works is because he has interaction set to mouse wheel down, and you can just scroll down the mouse wheel and quickly zoom through the dialogue, which is significantly faster. It's also nice to get almost frame perfect input. And I'm going to quickly answer a question. We were asked about if you're playing on the enhanced version of the game. The answer is no, but we are planning to add it as a category extension in the near future. And here you saw retina scan mechanics, and you can grab guards, and if they have high enough rank, you can go through the retina. This is a camera room. You're supposed to shoot the lights, but we figured out that if you're really fast, you can just stick to the wall on the left and just run past the camera without being spotted. Speaking of cameras, here's the second one. This is the thin one. You can shoot those, and you just saw that here. Also, and it is a fake camera. You cannot shoot those, but it's telling you go be in the shadows. You don't get spotted, but we just run through, we stay in the shadows like that. Nice. And this room is there to show off the body hiding mechanics. It's a stealth game. It may not always look like that, but it's a stealth game. And we bonked this guy inside of the dark corner, and Pantoufle just skipped the dialogue, which makes another guard start moving earlier. Otherwise, you have to wait for him to start moving. And he's going to check the room. He's going to see, are there any bodies? No. Okay, you can go to the next room. And you will see something, or may have already seen it, something we call crouch surfing. What you're seeing right now. Perfect. This does it. This makes it so that Sam, the main character, never does a full step. And if you never do a full step, you don't make any sound. Speaking of sound, this room demonstrates it really well, because if you make a single sound, you will have the mission fail. And you just crouch surf through it, no problem. We were being very sneaky, very obviously stealthy. That's the beauty of speedrunning, yeah.
And that's it.
All right, so we're...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, I just want to say this is the end of training already. We have a longer cutscene, and I will hand over the commentary to Pantoufle again for a bit.
Right on.
Yeah, so something I didn't mention during the intro, there are 2 shadows mod in this game that you can activate in the INI file. One is projector shadows, the one I am playing currently on. And the other one is buffered shadows, and I believe buffered shadows is the intended way to play the game, because there are more sources of light. It's more accurate, I think, and more dynamic. But on projector shadows, you can get away with certain paths that you would not be able to on buffered shadows, just because there is more darkness pretty much. So we are in police station now, first true level of the game. We need to meet someone in a building across the street.
And stay off the streets.
First I need to get down this vent, and you see every time I try to go in the crawling spaces like that, I try to fit a roll into it so I cover a bit more distance. And there is a very tricky skip coming up. I'm gonna let Distro explain what's going on.
Coming up is fire skip. In the casual playthrough, you're supposed to go through this burning building, and things are blowing up around you and stuff, and you end up in the same room. But in the speedrun, we have a very very precise jump here, which allows for the fire skip, and you will see the HP on the right is super low. That's part of the trick, and it's kind of scary in a way, because even though you save time, if you get shot once or twice in the next parts of the level, you are very likely to die. So that's something we have to take into account as well. And yeah, I will hand over again to Pantoufle.
Yeah, as Distro said, I am extremely low HP now. A bullet is enough to kill me, so I have to use my pistol sometimes. And by the way, the pistol is extremely bad in this game. It's super inaccurate just because of the bullet spread. So yeah, if you are not standing super close to the enemies, you won't kill them. So you have to pray to hit your shots.
Reason the CIA wouldn't know about this.
Yeah, I just want to quickly add, that's because it's a stealth game. You're not supposed to use your pistol unless it's your last resort or you want to shoot lights.
Yeah, exactly. I just bounced off a window up here. So since I'm playing this game on 200 FPS, the physics, they are a bit funky sometimes, and you can get launches and bounces off edges of walls and curbs. It's pretty weird, but it can save time actually later. So here, trying to sneak behind these police officers, they don't see me, nice. Gonna shoot this light and take care of this guy. So yeah, every time I need to kill someone, I want to be very close to them, if I can. But sometimes I don't have the choice and it's gonna be very sketchy.
I want to quickly add, there are some levels where you're allowed to kill the guards, other levels you're not allowed to. This is one of those where you are allowed. There's also alarms, depending on the level, but most of them have alarms, and if you have a certain amount of alarms depending on the level, the mission will fail, but in this mission it shouldn't be an issue normally.
So here two guards are wanting to shoot me down, but I should be fine because I have enough HP to tank a few shots. And they will probably chase me down, but the exit is right there above this wall. There we go, that's the final part of police station coming up. We are getting inside the actual building. I'm gonna have to kinda creep behind this guy so he doesn't turn around too soon. And I want to remain silent just for a little bit because there's a technician here and he wants to trigger the alarm. And he's probably gonna do it, yes he did. But I should be fine because... yeah, there is a cop behind me trying to shoot me, but I am gone already, so no issues.
Yeah, just to clarify, it is our goal as a speedrunner to delay the alarm as much as possible so the guard doesn't enter the room early and just shoot you down.
I'm gonna shoot this guy in the back of the head. That's the last objective. I can now exit the level without dying, hopefully. The door should be open for me. Perfect. And there is a van that coming up. There we go, that's the end of police station. Into defense ministry. Go ahead, yeah, Distro. Okay, I was about to die right there. Let's reload the autosave.
Yeah, this is defense ministry. This is level where you're not allowed to kill. Oh, actually you're allowed to kill, you're not allowed to get an alarm. And that's important. If you get a single alarm, the mission will fail. And you just saw Pantoufle do some trick jumping at the beginning to save a decent amount of time. And he's going to the basement to interrogate Hamlet, which is a driver, and he has some personal information we need. And as I said, we are not allowed to get any alarms, and this will be relevant in around 10 seconds from now. But first, we're going to shoot this pillar, which makes Hamlet run towards the alarm. which is convenient for us. We can just grab him and then interrogate him and give him the good old bonk. Now, the important thing is that his body must be hidden. And if you look at the light meter on the right, like above the pistol, that's basically showing you how dark or bright it is in the spot you're in. And anything to the left of the second vertical line is basically counts as hidden for a body. And Pantoufle dropped Hamlet in a way that hopefully is hidden. And the trigger for the alarm check is basically you go to triggers on the map and then it checks for bodies.
We're gonna find out
here, so
right there. Okay, we are good. Perfect.
Ah, you got it.
Yeah, it's always a bit scary, this part, because you would get an alarm here and you just have to reset the level pretty much. But we are good. We're gonna do a peekaboo on this guy. And the pistol just doesn't shoot straight, as you can see, sometimes. And now we are just stomping people, because it's quite fast and efficient. Now I'm gonna do a very important AI manipulation. I'm shooting the ceiling there, and I want to wait for this sound cue sound effect. That means that someone is gonna rush downstairs. And I do need this guy, especially to rush downstairs. You'll see why in a second. Because he wants to trigger the alarm, and the switch is here. That's the only switch he can use in this room to activate the alarm, and conveniently it is right next to the retinal scanner. So we save a bunch of time by shooting the ceiling to alert him. I'm gonna let Distro explain this part. It's the first laser mic section.
Alright, the laser mic. It's a tool you use to listen to conversations, and there are a few parts in the game where you have to listen with a certain percentage of the dialogue. And the way it works is it's weighted, like some lines or some parts of the lines are worth more than the others, but you need a certain threshold to make it work. So Pantoufle is basically listening into the conversation and moving towards where he has to go later. However, there's like a bug in the PC version. Sometimes it fails for no reason. There's some technical reasons for it, but it's random. But it didn't happen, so that's perfect. So we just saw a bunch of dialogues being skipped so that the most important line gets recorded, so we get above the threshold, and I'll hand over again to Pantoufle for this part.
So here I am leaning against this thing on purpose, just so I can have my pistol ready. Because to get your weapons and other stuff, you have to go in this inventory, and when you do, the game pauses. So you wanna save some time like that when you can, just managing the inventory. So now we go up. We can relax a bit here.
Feels like you need some relaxation.
It is quite intense, but there is some downtime. But it can be intense as a speedrun. So here I'm gonna go for a kind of fancy trick. I don't want this guy to enter the door code. I'm gonna try to punch him when he enters. That was a bit late. Okay, I think that's too late.
Almost.
There's a very specific angle. Okay, I can't seem to get it. It's fine, but you can get him stuck there, and he won't move for the end of for the rest of the level. It doesn't matter too much. It's,
basically.
Yeah, it's more like a funny trick you can do, but it doesn't save any time. It loses time even. So here.
All right, so this is something called window jump. You just saw physics trickery, and this is important. You just saw Pantoufle skip 5 dialogues back to back really quickly, and what happens here is in the casual playthrough, when you're accessing this computer, you have, I believe, 3 guards spawning in who are rushing to the office and like checking for you basically, and you have to fight them or remain hidden. But with those skips, if you do that really quickly, you actually skip that spawn entirely, so that's cool. And you see Pantoufle opening this door because he has to access the PC again, because I said casually you're supposed to be fighting or hiding. But now he just waits for Lambert to start talking again, which is the cube. And you just saw another dialogue skip. And you will see, I think, a second one very soon.
needed no.
And the reason for that is to end the mission, you have to talk to an NPC, and you cannot do that while there's dialogue going on in the background. So Pantoufle timed it such that as soon as he approaches
Okay, that's a bit too much of a draw.
Yeah, fall damage, extreme. But yeah, it's lined up perfectly so that he can talk to the guy when the dialogue finishes, and he enters the next level on a handover again.
Mission objectives.
Okay, so now we are in Oil Rig. Pretty interesting level. The first part of the level, there is nothing too crazy going on. It's mostly movement, parkour thingy.
It's not Nikolai's.
But the second part is gonna be very, very interesting in the speedrun.
Nikolai's is sacrificing
But yeah, first we have to get to the platform.
must be critical. Mission objectives on your offset.
And I'm gonna go for a trick here to save a bit of time. I get it, okay, nice. So I got two tricks
Oh, that
into
looks
one
smooth.
right there. Let me explain. So you saw me make a bunch of quick save, quick load during the wall jump animation. And when you do that, for some weird reason, it lowers the FPS a bit, by the way. And for some reason, it gives you a tiny bit of boost, and you can go even higher than the normal wall jump. So very specific, but you can save a bit more time like that. And I'm gonna let Distro
Actually, all
explain
new
what's
speed
going on
thing.
here. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the second part of the level. There are no alarms here, but if you get spotted by these guys, it's still mission over. And you just saw the technician with the briefcase. So, a few fun facts. The first one, the briefcase you saw, if you pick it up, the mission will finish. Like, that's all you need. That's all you need to finish the mission successfully. But there's a twist to it, and we'll get to that a bit later. But for now, we trail these guys, and as I said, we can't be spotted. They can become suspicious, like, oh, I heard something, which loses around 8 seconds, but Pantoufle times in such a way that he knocks this guy out without the other ones hearing it. And once he gets to the corner, there's going to be a cutscene playing unskippable, unfortunately, as of right now at least. And yeah, we keep trailing this technician because we need his information. That's mission objective. As I said, briefcase, important part. So now things get technical, and let's start with the setup for an upcoming trick. If it doesn't make sense yet, it will make sense soon. I will explain it, don't worry. But for now, we are going technically not out of bounds, but we're doing a jump out of this area to go to another area we're not supposed to be in just yet. So quick jump up here, and we do this because you will see Pantoufle shoot very precisely, so that this NPC goes to check it out, and there's a staircase, and he's going down there, and once he's halfway down, Pantoufle starts moving. Okay, this may seem super random, but what you have to keep in mind for right now is that this guard is on the stairs, and he's there for the rest of the mission, because we go away and he's just basically stuck there. So now, Pantoufle grabs this guy. I think it's the only one with glasses on, so why not? And we're still trailing these guys, and Pantoufle will activate a water fountain here, a water leak, which will distract these guys on the back, the two guards. They're coming to check, hey, I told you to, well, what's going on, blah, 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 and they're going to check. And Pantoufle times it such that as soon as they go around the corner, he starts moving. And the technician and the other guard will start the conversation. So you will see a bunch of dialogue skipping now. Oh. That's fine.
That is
yeah, we can
but it doesn't matter too much.
But yeah, you see a bunch of dialogue skips here, which makes the technician start moving earlier. So remember that one guy from before is still stuck on the stairs. And what happens now is, as soon as a technician and the soldier, like he's the guard, enter this room, they get replaced with different versions of the exact same model. And here's the twist. The technician you saw didn't have the correct briefcase, but now he's getting replaced with the technician with the correct briefcase. As soon as they enter the room, they get teleported out. The real technician, quote-unquote real technician, gets walked in. and we have to get his briefcase. And you see the stairs, that's where the guard was stuck. So what happened there, the manipulation was to get the technician stuck. Instead of chasing him back to the beginning of the level, we get him here, and I'll hand over to Pantoufle.
So now, as you can see, the guy is completely blocked. I take the briefcase and I die on purpose. If this guy can shoot me, okay, he was having trouble to kill me. But the idea is that as soon as you grab the briefcase, you can die and it ends the mission a bit faster. That's why I took damage in the fire earlier. So into CIA, first level where you don't start with any weapon. I don't have the pistol even, because I can't afford to kill anyone here. I can afford a few alarms, but yeah, I can't kill anyone. So I'm gonna infiltrate this these headquarters.
There's something back there.
And I'm gonna kind of brute force my way into this elevator without taking too much damage, hopefully.
Get out of the way!
Okay, I didn't take much, that's pretty good. And I didn't trigger any alarm, so I am good to go. Now in the second part, I'm gonna try to get my rifle. It's F2000, I believe it's the name of the real weapon, but in the game it's a made-up name, it's the SC20K. But you can correct me, Distro, if I am wrong on that.
No, you're correct.
So here I have to enter a bunch of door codes. I'm gonna skip this room entirely by jumping on these shelves or batteries, I don't know what it is. And there we go, we made it across the room and we get our rifle. I am also grabbing a few gadgets, projectiles.
Alright, so this is the iconic weapon of Splinter Cell. If you think about Splinter Cell weapons, you think about the F2000. And it has accessories like the sticky shocker, which you're seeing right now. So basically, there's a primary fire mode, which is normal bullets, and secondary, which is usually things like sticky cameras to like spy around, or sticky shockers, as you just saw, which instantly knocks out the guards. Here, you see Pantoufle block out this NPC's path, which makes him not run towards the alarm, but into the corner instead, which is very convenient because we have one less alarm, and that's important because at 4 alarms the mission will fail. You have 3 you can get, but number 4 is mission over. Here, Pantoufle shoots the light to hide this body to avoid another alarm, and now he just sneaks past this guy. I don't recommend doing that IRL, but it works in game, I guess. He goes for the metal scanner here, which causes an alarm, but that's okay, that one is planned in. And he does noise here, so this guard is distracted and doesn't see him. And then there's a camera here, but Pantoufle can ignore it by just staying here and entering the door code and then passing through. And he will shoot the light to delay this guard, because otherwise he will trail him and very likely to shoot him. And he does a lot of damage and can even kill runs if you...
Yeah, he can definitely kill runs if you are not lucky.
Alright, so now we're going up the elevator and we're going to part 3, which is the last part of the level. And part 3 is a bit more, how should I call it? A bit unique in terms of casual playthrough and also speedrunning, because you're supposed to carry a guy to a minivan that's at the end, and this is the guy, Dorothy. But you see Pantoufle take a specific pathing there with like a dodge to the left, and that makes Dorothy run towards basically where we need him to go to save time. Making him panic and run to the outside area saves a lot of time. Instead of having to carry his body all the way, he basically takes away most of the job. And here there's a bunch of guards, so Pantoufle shoots the light to not get spotted. Meanwhile, Dorothy is entering the door code, which is super convenient. He opens the door for us, what a gentleman. And we repay the favor and we open the door for him. Isn't that beautiful?
That's great.
And we let him go once again.
Alright, so here it's important that Pantoufle doesn't go outside too early. That's because the guards at the end of this section start moving as soon as you go outside. If they start moving too early or too late, so it's precisely timed, it's going to be problematic in the speedrun because you're going to be spotted, and if you get an alarm at the end, you're in trouble because you cannot finish the mission anymore. Now, coming up is a really cool glitch. For some reason, if you...
Safety save.
You cannot kill anyone. Yeah. You cannot kill anyone in this mission because it's a CIA and you're working for the NSA. It would be weird. But during this specific dialogue, and only this dialogue, you can actually kill Doherty, and it puts the game in a glitch state. We killed him by dropping him off. So instead of the mission failing, again, only during this dialogue, Doherty is dead. We still have to take him and he's alive, you know, in game, I guess, story-wise. But we are in glitch state, and if we need to, we can kill anyone now. Like any of the guards, which is normally not possible. I don't know why this glitch works, but it's a thing. And another thing is, this is the van I was talking about. We have to carry the body there. There's this guard, and we're doing a skip, which requires us to drop the body in a close spot. And then you see us ring foil Wilkes, the NPC on the left. Hit a bunch of dialogue, and basically while he's nice. Well, while he's in the animation, he can't talk and skips a bunch of dialogue and instantly finish the mission. I'll hand over to Pantoufle again.
Okay, so now we are in Kalina Tech and we're gonna be shooting everyone in the face. Okay, they saw me, so I might take a lot of damage here. And you know what? I'm gonna revert that because there is no way I'm gonna make it. I should have reverted to the quick save, by the way.
No, it's fine actually, I think.
But yeah,
but it gives you more time to explain something. You can't kill anyone in this mission. Alarms, I don't think they matter here, right?
okay, that's the way I wanted to do it. I was supposed to distract. Okay, one is still shooting at me for some reason. I should be fine though. Yeah, it's completely fine now. Yeah, this mission is the most shooting heavy one, and you can take a lot of damage.
This is the mission where Sam got the memo that this is a speedrun, so he's just running now.
So you saw me just open the door before the cutscene triggers, and the action is gonna continue during the cutscene, so the door is gonna be open already. It saves me just a bit of time. I just shot the wall mine that these guys placed, very convenient. And I'm gonna let Distro explain what's going on in the first part of this part 2.
Alright, so Kalina Tech Part 2. There are two guards to the left, and Pantoufle takes specific halving on the roll here.
I'm gonna revert that.
To avoid exactly that, but it's super precise, so it might take a couple of attempts, but I think he'll get it now. But yeah, it's more precise than it looks. But yeah, you stick to the wall, and he will shoot the back there. You saw a wall mine? There are two guards in the back. The shot makes them run towards you, and they run past the wall mine, which activates it. You just heard the explosion. And if you're lucky, it kills both of them. Sometimes it kills only one, and sometimes doesn't kill anyone. I don't know how. I think both survived, right? I didn't.
Yeah, I think they are both alive. I'm pretty sure.
That's not an issue. We can take care of it.
I'm gonna find out right now. Yes, I can maybe ignore him.
On my way.
Yeah, I think so. So another door code, as I mentioned before, Pantoufle has the memories because they're always the same. And now, I guess this is Dark Souls part of the run. You just roll through fire and have invincibility frames for some reason.
Yeah, you don't take any damage. I have no idea if it was intended or not, but it works.
Yeah, you can roll through fire, you don't take damage. Last and longest lockpicking sequence of the game.
Yeah, it's very long. Because you are supposed to defuse a bomb, so yeah, it's supposed to be kind of a dramatic rush, but we have more than enough time to do it. No issues.
Yeah, I want just one quickly add. You can run past without defusing the bomb, but then the elevator, the endpoint starts. We have a bunch of objectives you have to do to like progress, basically. I'm handing over to Pantoufle again.
Somebody's thrown the breaker on the
So
fire.
now I am getting in the basement, and there are 3 guards guarding a switch. You see the red switch behind them. I need to activate that. And the best way to do it, I could kill them, but I like to just stun everyone. They're gonna sleep for a bit, and I have enough time to activate the switch. So I'm gonna have to shoot one more enemies here probably. Yep. In this level I do want to manage my ammunition, because obviously you don't want to reload in the middle of a fight, or even in the middle of nowhere, because it's quite slow. You can't cancel the reload. If he starts reloading, you have to finish the animation. These two guards are gonna try to shoot me, but I should be fast enough before they have a chance. Okay, I am taking quite some damage, but this should be fine. There's the objective right there, it's gonna open this door. And they are quite close to me now. I might have to grab a medkit somewhere, because the last part of the level is very... You can take a lot of damage too. Okay, this is actually perfect. I have just enough ammo. I have one last bullet for this guy. This is actually perfect. And now I reload in this vent and I don't lose any time. So there is a mini skip you can do with this guy. You just stun him and you talk to him instantly. That's it. Into the elevator. And this way you want to take over for this part?
Gladly. So we're entering the third and last part of this level. At the beginning we are stealthy by being obnoxiously loud, I guess, but we are going on the top of the map, which is actually, I think, a semi-intended path. Maybe not exactly this way, but it's one way to go sneaky. And distraction shot so that these two guards don't shoot you. There's a lot of run and gunning here, so having a lot of HP is very beneficial. And there are 3 guards here. The behavior is kind of randomish. And yeah, Pantoufle took out 2 of them very swiftly, and 3rd one now. And there are 3 guards here, and you will see a cool strat here. Pantoufle will use a sticky shocker to basically shoot 2 of them down, and you saw the 3rd one being distracted while he's doing the animation, like someone shot down one of our guys. He actually doesn't.
Same for this guy, he's kind of distracted.
For this guy. And coming up is actually a skip. There's a cutscene coming up where Wilkes, the NPC that you saw at the beginning of the game, well, at the end of training.
Okay, first try, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, so we triggered the cutscene, but before triggering it, Pantoufle shot 2 sticky shockers to shoot down the barrels, which kills Wilkes. And that skips, I think, 8 seconds worth of animations. So that's kind of cool.
He will jump to take a massive shortcut instead of going all the way around and taking the scaffolding. You can just make it and grab onto the platform.
Where do I find him?
So now we are in China 1. Pretty cool level. I can't kill anyone, so I'm gonna have to sneak past enemies or knock them out if I have to. Small shortcut into the window here. And these guys won't see me if I keep, if I remain in the shadows. Kind of funny thing with this guy, you make noise, he's gonna look left and right. And I can just run past him as he looks away. It's pretty nice. Kind of a tricky jump here. I almost got it, but you can make it on the ladder and not take any damage in the sewers. I have 3 guards to take care of here, and the best way to do it is just to shoot a smoke and kind of alert them. They are all gonna choke on it, and I can run past everyone. Very convenient. So now I just need to find the exit of the sewers, and there's gonna be a pretty interesting skip coming up, and I'm gonna let Distro explain a bit about it.
Okay, so in the next section, in the casual playthrough, you're supposed to climb up some scaffolding and get to the roof of the building to talk to an informant, and then you have to rappel down a wall to hit the low trigger. But speedrunners think that's slow, and I think they're right. Instead, we do some really cool out-of-bounds trickery here to do some cool fancy jumps and then hit the low trigger early.
That was pretty clean.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that saves a lot of time. I want to say probably 20 seconds over the casual way, maybe more. Distro, I don't know what you think about it.
Probably quite a bit more.
Yeah, and probably around 6 seconds over the thing we used to do, climbing on the ladder and stuff.
Investigate inside the embassy. Don't blow it.
Something going on.
So here I cannot kill anyone still. I'm gonna go for a very stupid trick that doesn't even save time, but it's pretty nice. You can ride this
It's not
truck.
stupid if it looks cool.
Yeah. Actually, it might save a bit of time if you do it very good. I don't know if it was good enough. I need to pay attention for this dog because the dog in this game, the dogs are they are quite overpowered. Like they see you from a very far distance, they can sniff you with a flare. So yeah, they are very dangerous. And now I'm gonna let Distro.
Alright.
Yeah, go ahead, Distro.
So you just saw a cutscene, and after I don't know how many seconds, there's a conversation starting. We have to laser mic.
Oops, I forgot to equip the item. There we go, that's the laser mic.
So we have to listen to the conversation until roughly when he says, I think he says that's paranoid something. I don't remember. I don't remember the English dialogue actually because I play in German. But coming up is something called, like after we do this dialogue skip, when it's far enough into the conversation, there's something called the gazebo skip, which is kind of a Splinter 1 classic in the speedruns, kind of iconic. So what happens now, we listen to this guy. When we're done, he goes outside of the building, like he goes downstairs and leaves the building, enters his car, and then goes to the gate, and then there's a second laser mic section. And you can't be spotted here at all, so we're stuck on this side of the map, but we have to go to the other one to finish the mission. So what we're doing now is a very, very precise lineup for the gazebo skip, and it's a super finicky jump.
Wow.
Oh wow, first right.
I went for your setup. This is the Distro setup, by the way. It works. It's quite long to set up, but it's really nice. You can lose a lot of time on this trick.
So the nice thing is we're on the other side of the map now, and we jump on invisible ceilings, floors, I don't know, it's up to your interpretation, I guess. But if you're fast enough, you can get up here, and then you do the laser mic, the second laser mic section. And then after, I think 11 seconds after the conversation, an NPC called Cohen will spawn in, and you have to talk to her. So what Pantoufle does is he's going to wait at her spawn, and then skip a dialogue just before she spawns, so that he can talk to her to finish the mission. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Let's see if we get the skip here, because sometimes laser mic sections glitch out. Let's see.
Okay, I waited a bit
Perfect.
too long. I could have saved a bit earlier than that. I mean, exit the thing, but there is a chance you get a soft lock. Yeah, it can happen.
But yeah, I'll hand over to you again for the next mission.
Actually, go ahead for the first part if you can.
Oh yeah, sure, of course. So this is Abattoir. This is one of the roughest missions in terms of well, precise movement and technical execution and things like that. You see a trick jump? This is the minefield. We ignore this guard, and normally you're supposed to take specific routes to avoid that, but we just do a tricky glitched wall jump here. And Pantoufle was so fast that he beats the cycle through the spotlight, because if he gets spotted by a spotlight, he gets an alarm, which is not that important in this mission, but snipers will shoot him down and he will lose a lot of HP or even die. So that's super convenient to have the speedrun route, which is super fast and you don't get shot down. And if you're fast enough here and take a specific route...
Okay, that didn't work somehow.
Yeah, sometimes it's a bit
need to
finicky.
bunny hop a bit more, I guess. There we go.
But yeah, now. It triggers this cutscene. Normally you're supposed to be sneaky, and if they hear you, they rush the roof and you can't trigger this cutscene. And I will hand over to Pantoufle for the next little bit.
Yeah, so in this cutscene we see up close the two bad guys. So Grinko with a red suit and the President Nicoladze in navy blue. We're gonna take them out pretty soon, especially Grinko in the red suit. But first we have to go through some pretty scary section. This can be a run killer, definitely. There is a high chance that you take some damage. I'm gonna go for kind of a swag strat here. Hopefully I can get it. I'm gonna make a sticky shocker bounce off the wall here.
Somebody's coming.
And it's gonna hit the extinguisher right there. Perfect. This guy is choking in it. That's good.
Kill the American soldiers. Take them to the studio and kill them. We'll release the footage whenever we
Okay, I
can.
didn't quite get the hole here. You wanna try to fit a hole in these crawling spaces, but it's fine.
This is Gringo.
Yeah, it's actually trickier than it looks, and you will see Pantoufle shoot a wall here, which is to distract the 2 guards, I think. It's 2, right? Yeah. And
Even 3, I think.
he's entering 3, okay.
We can see them.
But yeah, they,
Wall hack. Oh,
yeah,
they're
thermal vision. So this is the freezer room. Can you switch over to night vision or normal vision for like 1 second?
Yeah, we can't see
okay.
anything.
Thermal vision is because of this, so you can see something. And there's a lot of
Oops.
AI
Accident.
manipulation going on here. Precise movement. There's some turrets, and we just jump past it, try to not get shot. Yeah, distraction shot. There's a lot going on here in quick succession, and basically most of it is just to try to get through it alive. And now it's the last room of the freezer section with 2 guards, and actually 3 guards.
Yeah.
And Pantoufle shot them all
I
down.
wouldn't normally have to kill them, but I took quite some damage, so... But sometimes you can
Yeah, better
choose
to be
to
safe.
kinda YOLO it and rush for this vent.
Alright, so we're entering the end of part 1. And there's a guard there, but if you're quick enough, it doesn't really matter. We activate the switch and go to the next section. Now, there's a lot of technically precise stuff happening now. A lot of quick run and gun. You see the alpha round being shot at the light, which distracts the turret because the turret starts shooting where the light was. And
Oh, I hit the chain somehow.
blocked it.
Okay.
But yeah, you see, whenever Pantoufle shoots the lights with the airfall, it's to distract the turret, because otherwise it would absolutely obliterate you, trust me. And we're entering the end fight of Abattoir in basically the next room. We talk to hostages first, and then there's a bunch of soldiers rushing in. You have to fight all of them. And there's actually a skip coming up as well. And there's a bad guy you saw before in the cutscene in the red suit. You have to kill him, but you have to make sure you don't kill him as the last person. That's because if you do that, you cannot move anymore. And you see, Pantoufle uses a sticky shocker, which counts as a kill in this section, even though technically it would be a KO. And because he wasn't the last one to die, Pantoufle can still move, and he skips a few dialogues, and he actually dies now on purpose, which skips the ending dialogue.
Okay.
Wait, what happened? That should have worked.
Yeah, that should have worked. Maybe I missed someone?
I think do maybe like one more quick save, quick load.
Yeah, maybe I missed one quick save.
Yeah, no. He dies, and it will actually skip the ending dialogue. And the ending dialogue is super long. It should work now.
Okay, this doesn't work for some reason. I guess I have to wait for Lambert
Okay.
anyway.
Yeah, we are just witnessing a live patch. I've never seen this not work before. But okay.
Okay, that's
That's never happened before.
the classic one.
That's not good. Get back to the embassy.
Yeah, you can just die normally and it ends the level, but
Out of a war. Right.
I was a bit off on the timing, I guess.
We'll make this fast, Fisher. We need proof that
Alright, so here
represents a Splinter
we
factory.
go inside this restaurant, in the kitchen.
Not at all. You're fully
Pretty
authorized.
quick first part of the level.
Fifth freedom with everybody.
I have to shoot this light bulb because there is
Risk killing him until
some
we're
guy watching for me
done with politics. This is war.
with the headlamp.
Fisher, you're going to have a whole mess of keypad locked doors to get around.
So nothing crazy going on here. I have to
Intelligence for the code.
make my way inside the embassy. You recognize the courtyard with the gazebo back here. And into the hatch. I'm gonna let Distro explain about part 2.
Alright, China's Embassy 2, Part 2. Oh, verbose, I know. Anyway, we're going to the basement first, and there's a computer we have to access as a mission objective. We have 3 guards, but Pantoufle will shoot the light and the glass, so he doesn't have to open the door, and the light being shot serves to not be spotted, basically. So he can just run through here, the guards see him way too late, and he can just run past everyone, not taking any damage at all. And yeah, now Pantoufle will distract this guy, shoot the glass. and then just run to the next section. And here it's important for Pantoufle to actually open the right door, because it will block off a turret. And speaking of turrets, there's another one here, and we just YOLO run it basically. And there's actually a very precise trick coming up now. The timing is precise. So Pantoufle waits a bit, and if he does it with the perfect timing...
Okay, that worked.
There we go. The guard will run to the last position he basically shot the gas grenade from. And that's super convenient because he runs to the retina scanner and we can grab him right away and enter part 3.
Full alert! I want that convoy ready to move!
There we go, part 3. I'm gonna try to snipe this guy with the sticky shocker. And I didn't quite get him. He was actually distracted by it somehow. Okay, let me get a bit closer because apparently I can't aim. There we go. So nothing crazy going on in this final part of the level. I'm gonna try to kill people or zap them on my way.
Shocking. So we're entering a part of the game where you're supposed to, if you look at this guard, he's entering a keypad code. You're supposed to use a thermal vision to see which digits he input last. So basically, if you see a warm input, it's the last digit he input, and the coldest one is the first one, basically, which is kind of a cool mechanic. So you can like find out the codes like that. But here, if he opens the door, you can just run through the door, and it's not an issue. And there's going to be other sections where that's going to be relevant again as well, but we'll get to that soon. Casually do a super cool out of bounds-ish trick and go to the next cutscene. And you see this gas pump, Pantoufle will shoot it. And a few seconds after that, a cutscene starts. And what Pantoufle does is, which is kind of precise, but he rolls into on top of the hatch.
Try to get in position. Yeah, you can get kind of pushed sometimes. Okay, I just barely got it. Oh, that was extremely close.
He's opening the hatch during the cutscene, which saves time because the animation is super slow.
Yeah, you have just enough time to open this thing.
Now the general. Right. We think he and his computer both are in the ambassador's.
Alright, we get to Goa, which is a guard you will see soon. Basically, he enters the room and then you skip 3 dialogues and he starts talking and then he runs back. And this is basically a decent amount of downtime, because we have to chase him and he goes up an elevator, but we have to wait for him to go all the way back up. And then the elevator comes back down and then we have to take it. We've tried skipping it, but if you go ahead, unfortunately, Lambert will fail the mission, because there are some checks for that. Again, you see the code here being entered. In the casual playthrough, you're supposed to do the thermal vision trick, but in the speedrun, we just have the code memorized, so not an issue.
So you're supposed to look at the keys. I don't know if you saw really quick, but they are kind of warm still from his fingers, and that's how you are supposed to find out what the code is. But yeah, we already know that.
The game came out in 2001. It was a really cool and mind-blowing mechanic back then.
Yeah, there is actually a lot of attention to details in this game. Like, you can shoot a lot of things. You can really interact with the environment. Like, even the fish tank in Kalinatek, the way you shoot the fish tank, the water comes out. It's pretty nice for the time.
The fish tank's always the first thing I think of for the sort of little details in this game.
Like the extinguisher, even the lights, the way they are destroyed. Also, when you shoot enemies in the foot or in the hand, they will have a specific animation where they hold, where they got hurt. So here, okay, I got the hole. I just managed to fit the hole into the cutscene to cover a bit more distance, because I'm gonna have to grab this this bad guy, drunk guy, Feirong. So I get a bit closer to him before he stands up. Right, he's gonna type a few things on the keyboard and he's gonna collapse very soon. There we go. And now we just have to exit, and I should have enough HP to make it through the explosion. If you are fast enough, you
How does the data look?
maybe take a bit of damage, but that should be fine. Yeah, that's more than fine.
Get the relevant stuff to the
Into the final level now, Presidential Palace. A very spicy level. This one can definitely kill your runs.
back to Georgia, official. Cleanest path to
First I have to do some
Davi's records.
really nasty... Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there is no fall damage here. I'm just so used to it because of the runs, but yeah, for some reason there is no fall damage here. You just scream and you don't take anything.
That was very bizarre.
Yeah, this jump, by the way, the 2 jumps I just made, you are absolutely not supposed to make them. You want to grab on these metallic railing things. But since we are on high FPS, we can cover a bit more distance with our jumps and kind of clear that. I'm also gonna give this jump a try. It's extremely precise. I need to be in a precise position on the edge. There we go, and you can kind of... There we go. You can run across this thing. You are supposed to climb down it and shimmy your way.
Why don't you clean up
So here, this courtyard is heavily guarded. There is a sniper with the spotlights here. 2 guards, 2 dogs. But we can skip all of that by going out of bounds here on this fence. And I do probably need to shoot these lights because I would get shot down otherwise.
I love this trick.
Kind of forgot about the lights, but we are good. We can just run on top of the maze. That is how we infiltrate the palace. Over this fence, there we go. So I'm gonna grab a few items here, medikit, disposable pick for later. And I'm gonna let Distro explain for a bit.
You just saw Pantoufle equip the diversion camera. It's basically a camera that you can shoot as an attachment, and it has a gas function and noise function. But what Pantoufle is doing there, he shoots at the wall, which gets these 4 guards to run towards the camera, and then he instantly activates the smoke, which takes them all out. And now he does a really cool trick. He does 2 precise shots, which makes the guard on top run downstairs, while Pantoufle does a pull out of bounds to skip the whole room. And I will hand over again to Pantoufle.
Okay, these door codes. These buttons are a bit weird in the speedrun. They don't click all the time, so it can be annoying. So now I'm gonna try to kill these guys in a very specific order and way. Kinda want to make noise on purpose to alert another guard for later. I'm gonna get into this office. I have to hack a laptop. And we jump over the table here. This guy will probably not care. Actually, he does kinda care, but we are fine. And there we go. That's the guy that was alerted. He opened the door for us. Thank you very much. Making our way into the final part of the level and the run. And I'm gonna let Distro explain a bit.
Alright, closing in on the end slowly but surely. First we have a door code. I believe it's the last one for the speedrun. And you will see an AI manipulation trick here. There's 3 guards next to an elevator, and the spawns are semi-randomish. And ideally, they will all run into the smoke.
That is actually good, yeah.
Nice.
It's always a bit scary because this guy shoots very hard. They will kill you in a matter of seconds.
And yeah, shooting the light to hide the body is basically very efficient. Fun fact about languages, after this dialogue, there's going to be a bunch of guards storming to this library. And the German copy, which is the fast version of the game, actually ends the line earlier, and they start running earlier, so it's way riskier. And in the English copy, we have a lot of time.
Yeah, we can make
because, the dialogue is super long in comparison that we don't get shot at all. We just skip the whole fighting section. Coming up is something called Smoker Lads, but first you saw Pantoufle shoot the light. That's to make his survival chances better later. You will see why. But yeah, now this is Smoker Lads. What's happening now is that
good, I think, yeah.
it's gonna work. Yes, perfect. So when guards are in the animation from the smoke here, the lines get skipped. So we skip a ton of dialogue here, saving a decent chunk of time. And we just skipped the whole dialogue basically, except for this line, and after a few seconds there's a blackout. We just run past Nicolas, because, you know, speedrun fun. And the light being shot makes him more likely to survive here.
Shoot a bit my ass, but I am fine. Almost full HP.
I'll let Pantoufle take over the end of the run.
So yeah, we are approaching the end of the run. I just have to kill Nicolas now and exit the palace, of course. So first I'm gonna have to get in position. Gonna shoot this light so they don't see me. I just need to get in position on this balcony. And Nicolas is gonna show up at this window, and I have just a perfect angle to land a headshot on him.
Let me be as clear as possible. Snipe Nicolas from there. Miss.
Small-ish out of bounds here. You can kinda make it over the railing onto the table.
It's time to get scared.
And this is the final wall jump of the game. There we go. Time is gonna come up very, very soon.
Against the US.
As soon as I touch the door over here,
Priority right now is keeping
I need to be sneaky just for a little bit. And that's gonna be time right there.
GG.
Wow.
So yeah, that's it. The cutscene is a bit loud, I think. It might be a bit loud.
Really solid run, Pantoufle. It's a difficult game, and it's a 57-23, by the way.
57, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, anything sub-hour for this game is pretty solid, I would say. So yeah,
In a marathon setting especially.
that's it. That's Splinter Cell 1.
Wow. That was just non-stop. Like,
It's
Like,
a lot
do-
of
do you
action,
never-
yeah.
do you never like feel like you just want to run the original console version just so you get a bit of a break between levels?
Yeah, this is true. The loading screens take a while on the console. It can give you a bit of a rest. I mean, there are a few parts where you have cutscenes to chill, but yeah, it's a lot of action for sure. But a very fun speedrun, I can definitely recommend. Very fun to experiment with the wall jump and the gadgets, projectiles, everything.
Yeah, it's an underrated speedrun. It's stealthy in a way that, you know, its awesomeness is hiding until you see it and you're like, oh, cool. This is a nice speedrun.
Yeah, the second game is
This
also...
has been... Oh, God.
Excuse
You're
me.
right. No, you keep going.
Yeah, I was saying the second game is also very interesting. It's Pandora Tomorrow, and it has the same mechanics, but some very crazy skips. Definitely recommend watching this one as well.
I've actually run Pandora Tomorrow at Hotfix before, so yeah. There's also, speaking of other Splinter games, I think they all have good speedruns. Chaos Theory, Double Agent, both versions are good. The Conviction is kind of crazy if you like glitches, and Blacklist is a healthy mix between flashy out of bounds and a bit more classic Splinter feel.
If anyone wanted to get into the Splinter Cell series, is there a particular game in the series you'd recommend getting started with?
I would ask
Yes.
Distro, go ahead.
Whichever one you like the most, because
Good answer.
I think none of the games are super hard to learn, but if you enjoy the game, like if you enjoy the speedrun, you will have fun learning no matter how hard tricks are. And if you need help, you can always join the speedrun community Discord, which I believe is linked on every single Splinter Cell page on speedrun.com. And yeah, I think the beginner friendliest game is probably Chaos Theory. Yeah, probably. But they're all really fun, and I think if you enjoy the speedrun, it doesn't matter how difficult it is, you'll quickly get the hang of it.
This has been a masterclass in running this game, and your the two of you together, your commentary has been incredible. It's always lovely to be able to just sit back, watch, and enjoy. Also, we've got two fantastic commentators, running the game as well. So thank you both so much for bringing this, for representing France in this World Cup semi-final homage. Before I let you go, please tell our wonderful viewers where can people find you, what kind of things are you up to on your own channels at the moment?
My Twitch is pantoufled. You just add a D to my nickname with underscore, basically, pantoufled_. And I stream different games, not too often, but I try to. And I run a bunch of different games, also all the Ubisoft games like Far Cry, Prince of Persia. I am also a lot into the Hitman series, the old games. It's mostly old games that I do, mostly like from early 2000. So yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, I just want to add, Pantoufle is really good at every single speedrun he touches, pretty much without exception.
I appreciate that, Distro.
No doubt. It's true. So thank you for having us, by the way. But I stream on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/distrotv. And I haven't actually streamed in almost a year, but I'm coming back probably tomorrow.
Woo!
But I'll be running Halo Infinite any percent at Gamescom GDQ, so I will prepare for that. So yeah, I'm basically a Halo speedrunner and a Splinter speedrunner. But after Halo, I'm going to focus on Splinter Cell 1 and try to improve my personal best / world record for a bit, because there's a lot of new tech. Pantoufle becoming active in the game again has also found a bunch of cool stuff, and I'm just excited. It's a good time for Splinter Cell speedrunning. And just as finishing words, thank you very much for having us. I always enjoy being part of such amazing events. Love what you guys do, and I'll leave final words to Pantoufle.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nick, for having me on your show. I appreciate that a lot. I don't have much more to say, so I'm wishing good luck to the following runners and hope to see you soon sometimes.
Thank you both so much for giving up your time and being here. Folks in chat, please give it up for Distro and Pantoufle. A Distro there with a good reminder that Gamescom is coming up 28th to the 30th of August, live in Cologne, Germany. It's the first time GDQ is going to a European event. Head over to gdq.gg/schedule/Gamescom to see the runs that will be featured. Of course, there will be that Halo Infinite run by Distro. Right, one run down. We've got Welcome back to Fast Travel, fellow travelers, where we have got a World Cup semi-final special for you. I've gathered 3 runners from the 3 other semi-final teams that were in the Football World Cup, with me filling in as the English host. We just had Splinter Cell run by our French runner Pantoufle, which was fantastic. I'm sure you'll all agree. And so next up, from France, we are hopping just over the border into Spain, the winners of the 2026 World Cup, and here to represent Spain with the First Berserker Khazan, the Veiled Knives category, is Axel Sango. Axel, welcome to Fast Travel. Thank you for being here.
Yo, thank you for having me. We won, yes. I'm not much of a football fan, but it's a W. We'll take it. So, yeah. So this is the First Berserker Khazan. Spoiler alert, I haven't run this game that much. I'm more inclined towards another game called Neo 2, especially. And yeah, since I didn't really have that much time, enough time for Neo 2, I thought, you know what, let's just do that one run I did for the speedrun challenge that they did with this game, First Berserker Khazan. And I didn't win, but it was pretty interesting. I learned a lot, and I think it's a pretty good game to show. It is maybe not the most dynamic speedrun ever, but it does have some highlights that are very interesting. So yeah, let's just get on with it.
Wonderful.
So we're gonna go with beginner, because that's the fastest run. The fastest thing that you can do. And the Veiled Knives category is the category that we did for the speedrun challenge. It is like a third of the N%, so to speak. And yeah, we're gonna start very, very soon. And go. Okay, so we
Let's
start.
go.
Yeah, we start with a walking section. Those lovely walking sections where you cannot do anything but walk. Not the biggest fan of those, but yeah, it's just the first minute. Khazan, our protagonist, right here, has gotten into an accident while he was being transported as a prisoner. And yeah, now he's being attacked by some kind of evil spirit. Okay, we'll say that. And he's trying to take over his body. So like, surrender to us now. All that stuff. But Khazan is very stubborn, just like me. I'm super stubborn as well. And really doesn't want to give out his body, so we're gonna have to deal with that for a while. And at the end of the run, you'll see one thing that has to do with this evil spirit. And yeah, the Japanese dub is very good. I really like the voices. But yeah, now we're gonna trigger the cutscene right here. And you know, obviously we're gonna skip it, but yeah, it's just more lore things. So we got some weapons, and now we can start to run. Yeah, we're gonna gather some materials, like a couple of materials, on our way to the first boss, which also, spoiler alert, is probably my least. Well, the one that I have the most problems with to execute perfectly. But yeah, like until we get there, there's not much going on. So we can.
You said that this is the Japanese dub. Is that a choice? Is it faster or is it?
Oh, I just like it. I don't believe there's a difference. I don't believe there's a difference in speed, but yeah, I just prefer it in Japanese dub, obviously. I just
nice.
I really like the Japanese voices. They always have like super high quality, and there's I'm very used to watching anime as well, so you know, it just feels more natural to me most games to do that. Because in some parts I'm gonna try to skip some tutorial pop-ups that pop around, and yeah, there's still not much going on, so I'm gonna try to explain a little bit. Obviously, in this game we have some systems like, you know, typical HP bar, and we have also the energy bar, which is like the stamina in Souls games, or the key bar in Neo, you know, all that stuff. It works more in a similar way than to stamina, you know, from the Souls games. And here we have what I consider to be the worst enemy in the entire game, and it's like right at the start, which are the monkeys. The monkeys are very, very annoying, so hopefully they won't act up too much. Get rid of this item. Oh, yeah. Yep. Monkeys.
No monkeys, no.
Okay, I'm gonna heal up here and do a little bit of a menu here. Okay, that was my bad. Honestly, I didn't do it right. But yeah, still, monkeys do not help. Okay, so in this game, right now we don't have any skills. We will learn about those later in the next mission. You know, in the next place. But you know, the skills are gonna play a big part on the strats, and also the buffs. We have the fire enhancer right there on the bottom left of the screen. And you have like, of course. Usually you can just run past that, but of course I get hit. It's okay. Again, like I haven't run that much the game. It's well enough for a good showing, but you know, I'm not super practiced with the game just yet. So yeah, this Yetuga is like kind of like a Yeti, you know, snowman. And yeah, like I said, not my best fight. One thing that I haven't talked about is that there's a difference in attacking from behind and in front. Not only when it comes to attacking normally, also that's a boss by the way, but also when doing the visceral attack or grapple or riposte, or you know, there's a thousand terms for that, you know, like the execution move. If you do the execution, or you know, like the critical, I forgot the name, like there's always like this term that keeps changing from game to game, but yeah, I don't know the exact term in this game. But if you do it from the front, you will recover your energy while you do it, and if you do it from the back, you will not recover it. But if you do it from the back, you'll do a lot more damage, so we'll go from the back. Okay, so yeah, this is the second level. It's gonna make things a bit more interesting. We're gonna get introduced a couple more weapons. And yeah, we're gonna get to know our spirit, you know, this spirit that keeps talking in our head a little bit more. Yeah, we have a little bit more talking and more talking, more walking, so we can talk a little bit more. Any kind of yeah.
With you just running through and skipping all of these enemies, does this mean that you're not leveling up as you would do in a casual run, or is there not really an experience?
Well, the thing is, of course, like you want to level up in this run. Of course, we do level up twice, like in two different occasions. But killing enemies in the way, except for very specific ones, it's not really beneficial. It takes too long. So when we do kill enemies, it's because we either have to, or because they have like a big bonus, like an equipment. You will see that quite a bit later. Okay, so we get introduced to the greatsword. You know, different kind of weapon than the one that we were using. And we are also using this javelin. And the javelin is using a resource that we can see right on top of our HP bar. Oh wow. Yeah, okay. And that resource is built from hidden enemies for the most part. Alright. There's one more here. Okay, that is. Now we have a tutorial right here, and then we can go into the skill tree. I learned these two skills. One is basically like the sprinting heavy attack, and the other one is the follow-up for that one attack. Although it is technically a follow-up for the final hit of the heavy attack combo string. But you know, we use it after the sprinting heavy attack, and it just goes straight into that. It's going to be very useful for the following fights, aka all of them. So yeah, this is the great sword. We're not gonna use it anymore past that point. There's actually both the great sword and the dual wield weapon. You know, it's not dual sword because it's like a sword and a monkeys.
Monkeys.
Monkey. Man, that was actually terrible RNG. On none of my practice runs I had that bad monkeys RNG. So yeah, the greatsword and the dual wield are actually pretty close when it comes to like longer runs, like an 8%, as far as I can tell. And now we're presented to the spear, which is actually a very nice weapon as well, but sadly we're not gonna be using it. It's not gonna be useful enough. So yeah, you can see I recover the energy because I did the repost on the front. That wasn't good enough. There we go. We kick out the enemy. And yeah. We proceed to the next trial, which is going to be with the dual wield. Spoilers alert. You know, obviously we don't need to change weapons anymore. But yeah, like I guess I'll do like a small shout out to the winner of the Speedruns.com challenge of Khazan, which was Banish, which is a runner from Chile, very fast. And since I'm talking about other runners, like there's a couple other runners that I want to shout out that I just saw from the challenge, you know, the Speedruns.com challenge. I'm gonna kill this enemy in the way, because otherwise it's gonna be pretty bad. One of them is Shifles, more known for Jack and Duster speedruns. If I remember correctly, he was 5th place, so he got some money from this challenge. And the other one is Joren, which hopefully I'm remembering right, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. He's a French runner, and he actually plays this game very often. He's really good at Khazan, so I recommend checking out Joren if you want to see more Khazan. Yeah, I was gonna say we defeat our ghost, but the ghost had other plans. Okay.
Has Khazan been the only Speedrun.com challenge you've attempted?
Technically not, but it is the one that I actually committed to actually learning, because there was another one that was like with the Disney Speedstorm, something like that.
Oh, yeah, I recall that one.
Yeah, I just couldn't really get into it. Like, I understood what the speed tech was about, but it felt completely wrong. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I felt like I was what do you mean? What was the start? Okay, thankfully we are back to normality, but what the was that? Okay, so now we're gonna use the javelins, or not. Okay, I guess you guys are gonna see the second phase. Okay, I don't know what happened at the start. I'm supposed to be able to skip the second phase, but I guess we are just gonna see it. It's okay. Oh, okay. I thought that was on the front, but no. Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
That was weird. Like, when I was throwing the javelins, he was not supposed to teleport that fast. I was supposed to be able to stun him and then continue with the attacks, but it didn't let me. I don't know, like... When I practice, I didn't really have that issue. It's not like it never happened before, because it has happened before, but, you know. A bit strange because I didn't feel like I was doing anything wrong there, but, you know, maybe the damage was a bit off or something, I don't know. Alright, so we're gonna level up here. You were asking about the levels.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna level up willpower, because willpower is very strong, very important when you're stubborn like Khazan, unlike me. But yeah, that boss, which I didn't talk about for some reason, was Phantom, you know, the voice in our head. and we were kind of fighting our inner demon, right? And we won. So now we're just buddies. Okay, I'm gonna dodge this arrow. There we go.
Nice.
And another spoiler alert, in this mission, you know, in the boss of this mission is what I would consider probably the smoothest fight if it goes well. And I have, based on me checking like several other runs, including the fastest runs and whatnot, I have the fastest strat for this boss that I came up with by also watching a little bit other runners, but mainly for the most part on my own, almost completely. And you know, it's kind of like strange why, but I think it has to do with certain skill priorities with other runners, so it kind of evens out with because of the menus. But the speed strat that, well, the strat that I do on this fight is the fastest. Also coming up is an interesting skip that you can do on Khazan, which is this. No fall damage. Yeah, pretty neat. No.
I'm assuming that there's no full damage because you had a spear prepped.
Yeah,
Or is it
basically
just there's no full damage in the game anyway?
no, there is full damage. Like I actually took damage after the when I dropped down again in order to get to the lower part of the elevator. I actually took damage. So the reason why I didn't take damage is because in certain places the game lets you. That's ruthless, by the way. It's a very useful skill, very neat. Lets you summon the spear, and also doesn't prevent you from falling. And for some reason, when you have the spear, you are not susceptible to, like the spear, the javelin. Sorry, you're not susceptible to fall damage. So that's a pretty neat trick that you can do right there. And there's a couple other places where you can do it in this run. Not exactly in the same way. One of them is gonna be a bit funny to see, I would say. Okay, so now we have to. We're making our way to the center of the level, where there's these rings spinning around. So we have to activate some mechanisms in order to access that. And yeah, it's full of these lizard men. And I'm guessing you can already tell what kind of boss we're gonna fight in this place.
Oh, I wonder.
Okay, so now we're actually gonna take a little bit of a detour in order to get an important armor set to help our damage, because otherwise we're not gonna do that much damage. It is quite noticeable. Ashen wolf shoes, pants and hat, and then also a water enhancer. Really neat. And we're gonna do another skip. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Yeah, tutorial pop-up about an elite enemy that I forgot about. And let's see. Ah, no, of course. Okay, let's do it again. We have a bit of time. There we go. Okay.
Lovely.
Okay, so second mechanism. And yeah, where we work our way to the next one, Any other questions regarding the game?
Yeah, so going back to the speedrun challenge, did you know of the game before the challenge came up, or was it one where you saw the challenge on speedrun.com?
Yeah, I played through the game before. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I picked it up, because I'm not like, for example, one of the first ones. Was it the first one? I don't remember if it was the first one, but it was one of the first ones for sure. Which was the Prince of Persia.
Lost Crown, yeah.
Lost Crown, yeah.
I don't remember if it was the first one, but yeah, it was definitely one of the.
Yeah, I
ones.
wanted to participate in that one, but it happened right as soon as the game came out. And the reason, well, where am I going? The reason why I didn't participate in that one is because I really wanted to just play through the game. Like I cannot really just speedrun a game that I haven't played before. All right.
We've had Lost Crown on Fast Travel before, and it is a very, very fun speedrun to watch. That's where we headed to next.
Okay, so now we're gonna fight a phantom, another phantom. Okay.
Oh, I love how visceral the attacks and blows are.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so now we have a little bit of time, so we're gonna get our equipment ready. Yeah, everything should be fine. Okay. I'm gonna heal. Alright, so we're almost to the boss. And yeah, like I said before, it's like, I don't know if I said actually this, but you know, it is my favorite fight to do in this run. The Viper fight. So hopefully it doesn't go badly.
You got this.
Yep. Okay, so I got now I don't remember if it was Gale of it's Gast. Yeah, Gast is the one of the skills that I got. I got Ruthless 2 and Gast 1. Gast is gonna make us able to have another buff, you know, that stacks up to 3, and we're gonna make use of it. So we're gonna start the fight by buffing, and then we're gonna try to combine this sprinting attacks with Gast. There we go. Oh, what? I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I assigned it, but I guess I didn't. Okay.
Oh.
Give me 1 second. There it is. Okay, so it didn't go well because for some reason I didn't have it assigned. I thought I had it assigned, but it's okay. Okay. Parry. Okay. So we're gonna do another Ruthless here with max damage. I'm gonna try to menu. There we go. GG's.
Wow.
Second fight, second part of the fight went a bit better, but I mean, I cannot believe I didn't actually slot in the skill. I could have made sure as well I had time. Oh well.
It happens. Hey, it still looked cool.
Yeah, so I was supposed to do like the sprinting attack and follow up that we were been doing before. Then Gast, another one, Gast, and then a final one. Go to his back, and then finish with Ruthless and a backstab. and that would have actually insta-killed the first phase on the backstop. So it's a bit sad that I wasn't able to show it. But yeah, at least I can explain what was supposed to happen.
Hey, we don't know any better. Or at least I don't.
It's okay. So this next one is gonna be a bit more finicky fight, especially because it really depends on the NPC that we're gonna summon. For this fight and another one, we're gonna summon an NPC, and he's gonna help us, but depending on the RNG, it's gonna help us more or less. Because the NPC can actually move the boss quite a bit. So we will see what happens with that. Okay, we have a cutscene here. We're gonna run around a little bit here. Okay. I got another skill that was called Gale. If I remember correctly, of course I get it.
Oof.
Okay, it's okay. It is fine. That is gonna make our enemies that get hit by it weaker to our attacks. So it's gonna be pretty essential for the next fight. And hopefully I can do first phase like basically one cycle, skip the second phase. It's not really a second phase per se, maybe yes, but it's not like a transformation or anything like that. It's just like he moves to another place and then jumps back in and whatnot. So we can avoid the boss like moving to the other place and save time. But yeah, it's quite finicky, I have to say. But yeah, like there's not a lot of like speed tech going on. It's mostly just being efficient with your menus. Outside of fights, being efficient with your menus, and some skips here and there. But
these levels look like they could be pretty easy to get lost in.
Yeah, super easy to get lost in. It's one of the main reasons why I haven't really done like a lot of runs on this game is because the levels are just so long. Like we have done like 3 bosses, and we're on our way to the 4th one. By the way, something is gonna die. Boom. Elite enemy defeated, just like that. What? Okay, I don't know why it was. Yeah. From the ball. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Like I was mashing the button to pick up the item, and it just completely ignored it. Nice. Okay. But yeah. We're about to face our 4th boss of the run, and almost half an hour has passed, so there's a lot of running around for sure in this game. Okay, so we're gonna summon this, and thankfully, yes, it is not the spear one. And yeah, we're gonna prepare our water spirit fuel, which is like a water bomb, so to speak, right? Yeah, okay. So we're gonna do Gale, parry, Gale, parry, Gale. We're gonna do gust, boom, throw that, parry, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, come on. That's pretty good. Nice. That's very nice.
Wow. That was really good.
Yep. I'm happy that I was able to show this one. That was really good, for sure. So it's very, very important with this boss to have like the damage. Like if something goes slightly wrong, suddenly like the damage is not enough to kill it before he moves, because he was just going to move right there to the you know, to the higher place. You know, there was like a ladder that he could jump to. So that was like a pretty big time loss on the boss fight if he had done that. It's like 10 seconds at least, I think. So, you know, for a boss fight that it doesn't take even a minute, 10 seconds is quite a bit. Come on. Of course. I was trying to skip that, but wasn't able to. I'll just go the normie way, I guess.
Oh, so we have a nice arachnophobia warning.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Arachnophobia, yes.
Lovely.
There is an arachnophobia mode, I think, in this game.
Oh, that's always cool.
It's actually, now that you mention it, it's kind of funny because the other day when I was practicing this on stream, someone came to me when I was practicing the next boss. Guess what it's gonna be?
Oh, I wonder what the next boss.
Yeah, I wonder what. And they were telling me that even though they had arachnophobia, funny enough, that one boss, or you know this boss from this region, this mission, did not really make them feel the same way. So it is kind of interesting. It is also a mildly interesting boss to fight. It has to do with breaking parts. Basically, this next boss has like the two front legs that uses to do the main attacks, and then the back, you know, the abdomen, you know, of the spider. So it is kind of reminiscent of Bloodborne, maybe, that also had like the breaking parts mechanic. Funny enough, Bloodborne was my first speed game. I didn't do that well on that one, but it was my first speed game. And,
for a first speed game, that's a pretty tough challenge. Okay, so now like Phantom is going like, what's going on? Some presence is happening. She's kind of tripping. But yeah, like since we are on beginner difficulty, because that's the fastest difficulty, we're also not really going to suffer too much when it comes to dying unexpectedly. There's still some scenarios where something can go wrong, and come on, spider. And it could actually kill me if I am not careful. But yeah, like it is significantly faster. Like if you were to play on the hardest difficulty, like we would probably still be on Viper, maybe. I'm not too sure actually, but yeah, it's quite a bit of a difference. Yeah, I find with difficulty in these kind of games, there's that fine line of is it more challenging, or is it just the enemies become a big health sponge that slows things down?
Exactly. Like I don't know how I feel about the not this. Sorry, this. Okay. I don't know how I feel about the difficulty settings, because sometimes it's like, okay, you can fine tune it. Like you can do hardest or you can do easiest, right? But so often the hardest difficulty is also like the one where the enemies are just extremely tanky and it's not that fun. That is kind of like, maybe it is a bit better if you can just go with your own difficulty, right? And by that what I mean is like you just parry, by the way. You just decide whether you want to go with very strong things or weaker things in order to make your playthrough harder or easier, right? Okay. So now we're gonna try to break the back as well.
Oh, that poor thing. Not overly fond of spiders, but that was a really cool looking spider boss.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, like this boss is actually pretty finicky to get the hang on when it comes to like doing the whole fight in one go, because just like with the previous boss, the spider was actually leaving the arena in order to join later. So because of that, you have to be very careful with how much damage you deal to each of the front legs. So if you saw me right there, I was managing that by doing an initial amount of damage on one of the front legs, and then I switched to the other one to do like a lot of damage until I broke it. So then when the spider got stunned from breaking the leg, I just switched to the other one and I broke it before she could recover. So then I could switch to the back. And since like she had like no energy, then she was just taking everything because, you know, couldn't move, didn't have energy to move. So that was that's pretty neat when it works. But there's another skip by the way here, if I can do it. Come on. Sometimes it doesn't want to do it for some reason.
Let us know in the chat, folks, how you dealt with that boss. If that was something you were a bit squeamish to.
Like there is an arachnophobia mode in this game. They just turn into blobs.
I'm not a big fan of spiders in real life, but I never really have a problem with them in video games.
Yeah, I can see that. Like personally, I'm also not a fan of spiders, like in games or in real life. But I don't know. I have never felt like fear to them. It's just like, you know, creepy crawlers kind of thing, you know. I don't know. I feel like in game they're more annoying because they tend to be like tied to this webbing mechanic or a slowing down mechanic or poison, you know. So I feel like they're more annoying in that than in real life. They're more creepy, right?
That sounds about right.
Oh. Okay, we're gonna do Ruthless here.
I know my favorite experience with spiders in video games was Lord of the Rings War in the North, because I played it through on co-op with my wife, and she spent the entire spider level just mashing buttons with her eyes closed whilst I did everything.
Nice.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, I remember what was it like? In Spain, well, in the Spanish version of Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, she's called Ella la Araña. I think in English it's like the Shelob or something like that.
Yeah, Shelob.
Yeah, Shelob. Yeah, that was definitely something. Oh yeah, then I accidentally did that. Okay, so right there I did a skip that I don't normally go for because I'm not like you can just lose time if it doesn't work. But you know, I accidentally did it because I pressed the button too early. So basically, if you right as you're about to fall off a ledge, you press triangle or you know the attack button. You can just do that. Like you'll actually negate all fall damage and just jump down very fast. So that's pretty neat. But you know, it is very, very precise. That's why I don't really go for it normally. And I just accidentally did it, and it's like, oh yeah, I could do that. Okay, we need to get this key. Hopefully we don't get attacked. Okay, no, decent RNG. Okay, we need to do rootless? No. Okay. That's okay. Gonna heal just in case. Oh, I'm actually gonna... Yeah, because earlier in practice something happened, and just in case it happens again, I'm gonna get this here. Otherwise it's a very long run back. We have time, we have time. So this 10 seconds.
Always important.
Yeah, it's safety. It's safety because if one thing happens again, that you know never happened to me before. But oh wait, where am I going? I'm just going the okay. It's okay. We just lost like 20 seconds doing that, but it's fine. We have time. Here, this is where we're supposed to go. Ah, man. I get easily distracted, I guess. But yeah, I guess I'll say this, like, nowadays I don't really speedrun that often. Like, the game that I've speedrun for the longest time, you know, the one that I dedicated the most time has been Neo 2. The last time I actually showed it at a marathon, you know, I was on GDQ 2022. No, I don't remember now the year. It's one of the AGDQs. I actually started it. It was the first run of the AGDQ that year.
Oh, awesome.
But yeah, like I came back to it. Actually, yeah, okay. This is a nice thing that I just remembered as well. I actually came back to it around Christmas. Also, look at this skip. Yeah, you can chain the you can chain that javelin skip with dodging forward, and that happens. That's pretty neat. Okay, so we're gonna remove that, add that, and something else. I'll just add this. Okay. Okay, so yeah, what I was saying. Yeah, there's a funny thing about the speedrun challenge and Neo 2 actually, with which is I went back to running Neo 2 a little bit because I got motivated with this challenge doing one thing. I'll focus now on the boss, but I'll talk about it later. Let me know if I seem to forget about it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. So let's see if we can build up this gust. There we go. Going from the back because that does more damage. Another one of those. Let's see if the NPC stuns the... There we go. Oh, okay. That should be enough. Almost. There we go. GG's.
Oh, very swift work.
It can be pretty fast, like quite a bit faster than that. It just, I don't know why. Like I said, I saw Banish's run, and he did like the same thing that I did at the start, but then parried the next attack. And on practice, I was never able to do it. And of course here, I was not able to parry that attack. I don't know if it's like, I'm thinking it comes out earlier or what, but I don't know. So it could have been much faster, but you know, it's an alright fight. It's not a hard fight, but it really depends on the NPC. Because if the NPC doesn't, like the summon that you do, for the fight, if the NPC doesn't stand the boss, then he just keeps recovering all that energy, and you cannot do the grapples, you know, the fatal attacks, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, what I was saying earlier, I could avoid damage, that would help. What I was saying earlier is that the speedrun.com challenge of this game, you know, this category right here that we're doing, actually motivated me towards doing a load remover for Neo 2 on PC. I never did it before, but since I saw this one working so well, which I actually have in the background, you guys are not seeing it, but I have the load remover, you know, like the light split with the load remover working. It motivated me towards doing that on Neo 2 for PC, because it didn't have one before, and then I started running it a little bit more. Sadly, my motivation and time are not the same as back in my peak years of Neo 2 speedrunning. But it was a pretty nice experience. It took me quite a while to learn how to make the load remover. But yeah, if anyone is interested in Neo 2, on running Neo 2 on PC, which I do recommend as is a really good speed game in my opinion, definitely check it out and ask me anything about it. But yeah, anyways, let's focus on the run. I triggered this enemy right here with javelin, because otherwise we have to evade the attacks a bit later, and it's way more scuff to get on that ladder. So yeah, time safe. Right. More spiders. Lovely. Okay, so by the way, this is the last segment of the run, the last mission, and the boss is gonna be Maluka. And we're actually gonna fight an enemy before that, because that enemy is gonna give us, if we do it right, a weapon that is quite a bit stronger than the one that we have right now. Which, by the way, I might need to update my... Yeah, there we go, that one. Okay. Skill tree. This is correct, cool. Okay, that's cool. And yeah, I was talking about Neo 2. For those who don't know, Neo 3 has already come out. And it is not very speedrun friendly, sadly. I am very sad about that, but you know, it is what it is. Maybe it will be more speedrun friendly lately, like, not lately, sorry, in a bit, you know, after the DLC or something, but I don't know, I don't get my hopes up. I think they changed the design philosophy for that game.
I was going to ask, what about it makes it particularly unfriendly for speedrunning?
Okay, so in general, I feel like games nowadays are getting more and more like this, and I don't know if you feel the same about and regarding this topic. Give me 1 second before I do anything else, because I have company that is not expected. Okay. Okay, this should be alright. Okay. So one of the things is in Neo 3, they start the game with a very slow intro that it works as a tutorial. It takes like 10 minutes. It limits your options, not only like the weapons, but also like the stances. Like they change so many things. But it's a mixture of a bit of everything. Slower paced game progression, limited options early game, more limited than they were with the previous entries. Come on, let me pass. Come on, thank you. There's also some balance issues. You know, they change certain, like it's. This is more getting into the topic of what makes Neo Neo. Also, why did I go there then? But it's just compared to, like, even if you don't take into consideration the Neo factor, compared to the previous two Neos, the replayability for what the game is completely different. Like the experience to replay, it is not as smooth, like nearly. Oh yeah, if I get lucky, I might be able to get an item right here. I'll try to go for it. If not, and then I'll have to go for the backup one. Okay. See. No, okay, I'll have to go for the backup. It's a very finicky fight to do. Basically, if you do that fight, you know, if you kill that enemy without taking damage. Why do I always get lost here? I don't know why. Like in this place, I always get lost. Okay, it's okay. Might be able to yeah. I might need to wait here. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Okay. But yeah, sadly, like speedrunning and replayability go hand in hand. Like if the game doesn't present itself as a game that has high replay value, then the chances of it being a good speed game go way low. At least from my viewpoint. That's how I see it. And this game, for example, if it wasn't because the levels are so long, would, in my viewpoint, be a really good speed game. It just depends on how much the long levels bother you when it comes to speedrunning. Okay, so we're just gonna do this. No, I got hit. No. Okay, do it again. Sorry. I'm not supposed to get hit here. I guess if I get hit by that enemy, I don't get the item, like the weapon.
That's a cool way of guaranteeing a drop, rather than it just being completely random.
Okay, come on. There we go.
Very nice.
Okay, so now we go to the Deathronic Codex and we get the weapon. Now I have to equip it. Could equip it right now, but yeah. Okay, so we're on to the last boss, Maluka. Let's get on with it. The start of the fight is consistent. If something goes wrong, it was my fault. Okay. Let's see.
Let's
Buff.
see it.
Run. Yep, see? Right, that was my fault. Okay. Okay. Had to go for a recovery strat. It's okay. Parry. Another one. Parry. No, of course. Dodge. It was a bit too late there. Okay, go for the back. Come on, drop. Okay, there we go. GG's. Not the cleanest fight, but I'll call time in a moment. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. Time.
Woo!
Okay. That was a finicky showing. For the record, this was like about 4 minutes in-game time, slower than the run I submitted on the challenge, which was like number 20 or something. I don't remember. But yeah, this is Khazan Bale Knives. Is a pretty interesting run in my opinion. Very very tight speed strats on the fights. Sadly, there's a lot of running around, and yeah. Just shout out to Speedruns.com for the challenge about 8 or 9 months ago or something like that. And thank you for having me.
It's been a pleasure having you here. Thank you for giving up your time. Tell everyone where to find you. I mean, I'm going to assume that it's Neo 2 we can expect from you.
Yes and no. Okay, so
Ooh.
I lately I haven't really been doing speedruns that much. I might go back to Neo 2 speedruns at some point. I've been very back and forth with things. Right now I'm just more focusing on playing some games here and there. Like I've been playing some Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which by the way is another game that would be like really interesting to speedrun, but the pacing of the whole game is just very very slow, and yeah, doesn't motivate me towards that, sadly. And then some other games here and there. Maybe Phantom Blade will be a nice speed game. It looks interesting. But yeah, I've been having a bit of issues getting this motivation to speedrun. So when you reached to me, to go for this fast travel edition with the World Cup, I said, okay, let's give me another challenge. Just try to get back on track with this one. Because we didn't have time for Neo 2. So this one fit in right with the schedule, and yeah, it's been a nice comeback. I didn't really put as much time as I would like to, but I think it was a decent showing. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Yeah.
This has been awesome to watch. Really, really enjoyed it. And I do hope at some point in the future I can get you back on the show to show off Neo 2, because that would be absolutely amazing to see.
You know what, Nick? Because I have a lot of games on my backlog and I want to catch up on that, but if at some point I really, really want to get back onto speedrunning, I'm thinking maybe Clonoa would be a nice one. Clonoa 2 is one of my... I should speedrun this game at some point, because I did only individual levels. I didn't actually do full game runs. And yeah, it'll be interesting. If I have some time, I'll let you know.
Ooh, I'd love that. Klonoa 2 is how Axel and I first met. So yeah, it'd be great to see you running Klonoa 2. But thank you so much, chat. Please give it up for Axel Samgo. Make sure you go and give him a follow over on Twitch. And yeah, this has been absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for giving up your time, staying up late, and representing Spain in this special.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And good luck to the next runners. And yeah. If you guys want to see more, yeah, just one second. If you guys want to see more Khazan speedruns or Khazan content, I recommend Yoren TV. I think it is the name, Yoren TV. He does a lot of Khazan stuff. And yeah, see you guys in another time. I appreciate it, Nick. Bye.
Thank you. You heard it, folks. Go check them out. So we've got one more run in our World Cup special. We've had France. We've had Spain. Hello, fellow travelers. Welcome back to the final part of today's Fast Travel, where, just to remind you once again, we are doing a World Cup special featuring runners who hail from the other three semi-final teams from the Football World Cup. We have had Splinter from France. We've had the last Berserker, the last Khazan from Spain. And we're going to head over to Argentina very shortly. But if you missed either of the two runs that we've just had, don't forget you'll be able to view the VOD of this on the GDQ YouTube channel a little over a week. So make sure you head over to the YouTube channel, give it a subscribe so that you get notified when all of the GDQ videos go live. And of course, you can check out the whole of the GDQ back catalogue on there, from Hotfix to all of the major events. Anyway, let's do this. As I said before the break, we are really switching gears. We've had the dark and moody Splinter Cell. We've had the action-packed, blood-fueled Berserker. And now, to sort of prep you all and get you all in a sort of more giddy, light-hearted mood, ready for Passion Project's Rhythm Showcase, we are going with the lovely, bubbly, fanciful A Hat in Time, being run by our Argentinian representative. This is Lumeria. Welcome to Fast Travel.
Hi, welcome guys. Yeah, I'm hailing from Argentina. We lost the final. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. But yeah, right here with me I have Arya. She's gonna be commentating with me. What is A Hat in Time 100%. This run has actually been showcased not too long ago at GDQ. I was also there, with a slightly different name that I changed in the last month. But yeah. So yeah, Arya, can you introduce yourself maybe?
Thank you, Lemuria. Hi, yes. As she said, I'm Arya, Lunar Arya. I'm a top-level runner in hand time, and I'll be here to commentate the run. As was mentioned, this run did feature a showcase in AGDQ earlier this year, so you may have seen it there, though there have been quite a few strat developments since then, so hope to do it justice.
Yeah, it's definitely a good refresher. There's two very special strats later in the run that I hopefully will get. Yeah, I'm good to go at any time now.
Alrighty, whenever you're ready, give us a good old countdown.
Alright, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Let's go!
Best of luck.
Okay, so this game is a little bit too fast. One of the things that we do at the very beginning is to activate the options to skip cutscenes, basically. So we're gonna see, like, if you ever play this game casually, we're not gonna see a lot of the cutscenes that we usually see. So right off the bat, we're gonna collect 2 yarn here, because what we want is a sprint hat, which is basically like the hat that we're gonna use the most. It's our main source of movement through the entire game.
Yeah, hats are sort of the main gimmick of this run. In any percent, we're going to craft a grand total of 4 of them. And each of them, they scale up in price. So the sprint hat, as you saw, it costs 2 yarn. The next one we're going to get will cost 4, and then 8, and then finally 12. Once you reach the second half of the run. Now we're intended to go to Mafia Town, but we're actually going to take a little detour here. Make our way over here in the dark. Very nice. And we're going to enter this, what's known as a time rift here. It'll take you to a mini stage. We see these things later on in the run, and this is the first instance of it.
Yeah, this will make no sense right now. Yeah, this will actually make no sense right now. Like, what are we doing at level that we're supposed to be doing basically at the end of the run? This will make sense later when we explain it. When we'll have to reach the level that we are replacing with this one. Something that I also didn't mention is that any percent in this game entails that you need to collect 25 10 pieces to be able to access the last level. And then you have to find Mustache Girl, and once you beat her, that's basically the end of the game. So it doesn't matter in the order that we do timepieces, as long as we collect 25.
Yes, and that level there we just did, the lab, we actually do gain access to before we gain access to Finale. So as Lemuria said, it might seem odd why we do this, but again, there's a payoff later, and it'll make more sense once we make it there, but we're just building from like the ground up for it. So as you can see, now we're collecting a few more yarns, and you're also seeing one of the main movement techs alongside just the sprint hat, which is the dive boost. On flat ground, when applicable, chain dive boosts are the quickest way to move around. So as you can imagine, we're going to see a lot of them just scattered all throughout the run.
Oh. Why is... What? Okay, well that's new.
That's... Where'd he go?
That's not good. Hopefully it doesn't do it again.
Have you seen that before?
I have seen that before. It actually happened not too long ago on my stream. If
wow,
he does
really?
It again, there's something I can do to be able to skip it, but that's very strange.
And that's actually news to me. I've never seen that in my life before. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what causes it. It seems to be happening pretty often lately to me.
Really? That's strange. I guess that works. Yeah, you're muddy now.
I'm already muddy.
Yeah, we already grabbed the yarn, so... Anyways, take two.
Take two. Hopefully he jumps this time. He's supposed to jump right here. He is not jumping. What is going on?
Why?
Okay, that is very strange. This is usually not what should happen. But it's fine. We can just skip this level then. We're just gonna skip this level. We're supposed to be doing this level, but we can just replace it with something else. So it's not a big deal. Which is...
Remember to craft the brewer hat too.
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I need it for... I forgot.
1, 2.
We're just gonna skip this for now. We don't have to do that level.
Yeah, that part is meant to be an auto-scroller sequence, but I guess the Mafia was a little scared of us.
Yeah, I don't know. He just didn't want to jump. For whatever reason. But it's okay. Yeah, so usually there'll be an auto-scroller, so you would just need to like follow him to the very end. But I don't know why that's been happening lately. It happened one time on the stream and it didn't happen again, so I thought it was gonna be fine, but apparently it's not.
I guess not. During the marathon, of course.
Of course it had to happen during the marathon GDQ, but it's okay. It happens. But yeah, like we were saying, like Ari was saying before, there's a lot of movement tech in this game that we use. Mainly we use what's called... Oh wait, what do I do now? Sorry, I'm just thinking what I have to do for...
Would MOTOE work?
Because I need 4 timepieces to go into...
Oh yeah, you do.
Let me think for a second here. What can I do now? Because I don't know if I can do that level.
Do you know Gallery Early?
I do. But then...
So you could do that and then...
Can I do CO if I do that? Because would I have enough timepieces to do CO?
We'll do MOTOE as well, like in Birds. That'll be
okay, yeah. Okay, so
Wait, but how are we gonna open down with the Mafia?
we're gonna improvise. We're gonna completely improvise right here.
Okay.
We're gonna see something completely unintended that you're never going to see in any person. So yeah, welcome to the Hiding Time Showcase, I guess, because the game just did not want to cooperate or whatever happened. So we're gonna
Here you
do
go, folks.
gallery early.
Exclusive content.
We're gonna do gallery
Actually,
early.
Even I'm on my own.
We're gonna do
Also,
gallery
we
early.
sort of been.
And we're gonna do another level in Battle of the Birds to compensate for this. It's gonna be slow, so I might go a little bit over time. So I hope that's fine. Because that's very strange, honestly, that this never happened before.
Yeah. We sort of been glossing over it too, but for lab early and now I guess gallery early apparently too, we've been using the boop emote, you might notice. We're playing on a downpatched version of A Hat in Time, and on the original release with the DLC, which introduced the boop emote, for whatever reason, the animation was extremely buggy and it took priority over like a lot of movement things, so it can cause a lot of stuff to break, such as if you grab a ledge as you boop, you'll fall through, and if you vault, you can just click through walls, and it's actually pretty easy to do, provided you're on the right patch.
Yeah, it's not bad to do. It's pretty easy to do. You have to be on like basically the very first version of DLC 2, which is what we used to speedrun for the longest time, until we decided to move to this one to have practice tools. Alongside the boop emote, but we have to patch it ourselves now. But it's pretty nice because we can have mods, and then you can have things like, you know, silly things like whenever I bong, your guys are gonna hear the pipe sound, which everyone on my stream is usually very amused about, especially when like some random bunk happens.
Little jump scare action.
Yeah, and yeah, we didn't mention it because of the panic before, but this is the second world of any %. This is called Battle of the Birds, and if you play this game casually, you're gonna know that this is the world. But like, you know, the two birds are going to fight each other, and you're gonna have to go like, you know, one way or another. You're gonna have to gain points so you can access the last level, which is a boss fight. Usually in any %, you only see 2 levels here. We're gonna see 3. Because of whatever happened and she came from outer space. So you're actually
we're down to timepiece there.
Yeah, so you're going to see a ATP strat, alright, all timepieces level. That, you know, it's pretty interesting to watch as well.
It's a cool level. It's a cool level.
Yeah,
I can vouch. I will say, are we going to be able to do Down with Mafia later? Since don't you need to beat Skapas anyways?
I do actually, yeah, but oh, wait. Yeah, you are right.
We'll cross that bridge once we get there.
Wait, no, you're right. It's okay. I'll figure it out. There's something I can do. Yeah, there's something I can do, but
okay. Yeah, if you know effects, then that's good.
Yeah, I can run a command to actually give me the timepiece, but which is something that I don't do, but it is true. I will need to. Yeah, I think I'll just need to do that. Or I will just need to restart the game. Maybe that will actually fix it.
Listen, if that Mafia guy at the end is going to cheat and not let us get our timepiece, we can return the favor.
Well, I can try restarting the game real quick, just to see if that will fix it.
Could maybe work too, yeah. Just make sure savings on.
Yeah, completely your call.
Yeah, I can do that. I'll just try
it out. Here, the physics are a bit different. He sort of glossed over it, but the gimmick with DJ Groove's levels is that we're on the moon, so we have sort of floaty physics.
Alright, so...
It's a level unique to all the others.
I'm gonna go to desktop real quick. Hopefully he actually jumps this time. For whatever reason, he just don't want to jump. Alright. So yeah, that level, it's called Picture Perfect. You have different gravity in that. You basically have I think the game should be back up. Yeah. You have just a lot of gravity, and it's a little bit weird to play at first. But actually, once you get used to it, it's actually one of the most fun levels to play in 90%. Alright, let's see. Will he jump this time? Yes or no?
All right, chat, give us your luck.
Please,
We're
don't
gonna need
do
everything.
not embarrass me anymore. Mafia, I swear. Oh, whoopsies.
All the tension.
Hardest car of the run right here, by the way.
Alright, please jump. You just have to press A on your controller if you're using a controller. or if you're using keyboard, just press space. Okay, there we go. He won!
We did it, everyone.
Oh my lord. Okay, well. We're past the soft lock. Whatever that was, I have no idea. I'm so sorry. This game can be a little bit funny sometimes. Alright, so yeah, like we said before, this is just an auto-scroller. And... Oh, I already have it.
Oh yes, that's crap.
That was a muscle memory kicking in because you're supposed to grab the overhead here, but I already had it, so... It felt strange.
Yep.
That's something that I need to do.
Yeah, this level was supposed to be completed before we did Battle of the Birds. Because Birds takes 4 timepieces to unlock, which is why we went and did Gallery early as well, to sort of unlock our ability to play Birds, because we didn't have that. So now we're actually back in like the timepiece sort of balance.
Yeah, we're back in...
Took a bit, but we got there.
We're back on track now. So, like, you know, normally you will do Shiken from outer space, then Pirate Battle, then you go to Battle of the Birds. And instead of what I did, which was a gallery early, which that was completely improvised, you are doing it at the very end. Right after the 2 levels that you do in Battle of the Birds.
Yes.
And now...
Also another use of the boop emote here. We're going to clip out of the bag, and you see we jumped invisible. And we're going to meet the Snatcher here. To override a cutscene we usually get earlier, usually when we're stuck in the bag for like 20-ish seconds, and then we fall out, and that's our introduction to Snatcher. But there's a cutscene where we meet him later on in the forest, and if we're in that cutscene as the other one is supposed to play, then we just completely skip it outright, as was done here.
Yeah, exactly that Arya said. And this is Subcon. This is the longest world that we do in 90%. Features some really cool levels, but also probably one of the hardest levels in the entire run. It's just
coming right
hard.
up, actually.
Yeah, it's just super hard all around. There's a lot of really funky strats that we do. You're gonna see a really cool strat in the next level, and also a really cool strat in the next one as well.
Yeah, cool one here too. We were taking damage on the fires, so we could pick up this cherry and die as we grab the timepiece. And this respawns us back at the beginning of Subcon Forest instead of returning to hub and having to enter through the telescope. Just saves a couple seconds. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is Subcon Well. One of, if not the hardest level in the entire run. Except for one later, which we'll get to. But this one's up there.
And yeah, like I said before, we're collecting a lot of yarn because we need 8 now for the ice head, which is gonna be the reason why we did the lab, like the lab level, the second level that we did, that we clicked out of bounds. It's gonna be the reason why we're doing it so early. Because of a quick kill that we need to do later, we need the ice head to do it. And it's actually better to just do the lab and then delay down with the Mafia, which is where the Mafia guy is and the guy that we need to quick kill. Later in the run, so we can have the ice cutter ready. And
yeah, the game expects us to do down with the Mafia before we gain access to any other world, but because we did lab early, we gained access to Battle of the Birds before we do this, allowing us to have the ice hat.
Yeah, also
just at our disposal.
Pretty funny trick over there, car ladder jumping.
Yes.
We're gonna see it better later in another level, but this is like the first iteration of that trick. It's pretty cool. You just get jumped really high up for whatever reason. Like I have no idea why it works, but it's all because of Boop. It's always because of Boop.
Always because of Boop.
I've already seen a lot of boops in chats. It's lovely.
Yep. There's also a lot of boops in the run, so
it's fitting.
very accurate. So this is Manor. Usually what will be a scary level, it's actually kind of pretty short because of an intended skip added by the devs in version 1.0. But we're also gonna do another funny skip here.
Yeah, this might be the most infamous trick in the entire run, actually. If you've seen a run of this game before, you definitely remember this one.
Alright, so we're just gonna fly really high up. And
Very
we're
nice.
going to go very fittingly to South America, because you can see like the shape of this hole at the top of the dome is very South America-ish. And we're actually aiming towards Uruguay here. Oh, whoops. We're aiming here. So now we are at the, at the manor. We basically just skip all of the level and we just reach the manor. And we also skip all of the level here because I'm not really good with scary stuff. People that know me know that I'm not very good, so we're just gonna skip it.
If you've played this game before, yeah, this level's no joke going the intended path. But right there, you can duck in between those barrels and there's a shortcut that teleports you right to the end, which is very useful for the speedrun.
Yeah, I'm a scaredy cat. I cannot handle horror stuff, and honestly, this level really scared me. First play.
Same here, honestly. The other thing with the hover too is you won't be able to see them, but there's a lot of invisible walls around, and it's pretty easy to accidentally have your angle be ever so slightly off and bump into one of them, which forces you to go down, but Lemuria managed to get it there and zip all the way cleanly into the manor.
Yeah, there's multiple hovers in this game that we do to like skip a lot of things, coincidentally in Subcom Forest. And the reason why it happens is because when you grab an object when you're standing on another object, the game just doesn't know what to do, and it just like, gives you a ton of speed. And you just go high up really fast. It happens with like any object. You can use beach bolts, for example, in the hub, which is one of the strats that they do in Hadley's Bachelors to get into Yakuza early. And there's actually an archipelago strat, randomizer strat, that uses the buckets, the Mafia Town, that lets you hover. So yeah, that was a mail delivery service. It's basically like, your shooter game had just transformed itself into a shooter game for a little bit. And yeah, it's actually the only level that people are forced to play on KVM. Any of the other levels you can play on controller or KVM or keyboard and mouse if you want, but that level you have to play on keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, I guess we never talked about this much, but Lemuria, you are a controller player primarily, whereas me and I think most people tend to be keyboard only, as it's just one input device.
Yeah.
But for some levels like mail delivery service, for instance, you definitely want to play on keyboard because of how fast flowing the camera is, whereas on controller it's a little bit slower.
Yeah, the good thing about this game is that, the controllers are very accessible. It has like a lot of accessibility things. You can just rewind keys, do this and that. You can use any controller you want, and you can use multiple inputs as well. And I think I'm pretty much the only hybrid player because I do a lot of levels on keyboard mouse and I do a lot of levels on controller, but I mainly play controller for the most part. Alright, so we're coming up on Village here, and these little rifts that we're doing, yeah, they're basically like, the Mario Sunshine secrets, they're just really fast, though. We are just gonna try to add them in the route as much as we can. That's why you see so many of them, and you're gonna see 2 more. Well, 3 with but
3 and 2 more later in Mafia Town when we return there, which will actually be happening pretty soon. This level right here, Village, might actually be my personal favorite level because the movement here is just it's so mesmerizing when done well. Oh, bonk.
Just a funny bonk for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, this level is really fun to do.
Very nice. You may have seen earlier too, like a direct reference to Mario Sunshine in this rotating spinner block with the pegs on the side.
Yeah, it pretty much is. And we're gonna see the last level. It's also like a direct reference to Mario Sunshine, I feel like, because of Goramon.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are coming up on toilet here, and this is gonna be our main first boss fight. I'm not counting battle, even though, you know, Telescope says it's a boss fight. I'm not really counting it. Because you're just standing in place for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But this is the first boss fight. And this is going to be the first quick kill of the run too. And it's also going to be the first introduction of what will be like, you know, somewhat heavy RNG. This game and this category in particular suffers quite a bit from RNG, especially from all the bosses.
Yeah.
This one is the most fair out of everyone. You can lose up to 5 seconds though, like if you get, you know, the worst RNG possible. But the two worst ones are the one coming up, Mafia Town, and then also, unfortunately, the last fight of the game, which is Mustache Girl, which she can cost you up to like 40 seconds if you get extremely unlucky.
Oh, pretty good RNG there, though.
Yeah, I got
the RNG here comes in where those cherries spawn relative to your position.
Yeah.
Ideally, you can do just that, like hookshot immediately and grab them to deal damage. And here's the quick call, go into the goo.
Right.
Toilet stuck on her head and falls through the floor into the death plane down below. The reason this works is because the toilet has collision with that cherry in this attack, but not with the floor actually, while earlier the toilet did. So by taking the toilet to the floor, it just falls right through and into the death plane. And we'll actually see that coming up right here when we return to Mafia Town.
So now we're turned to Mafia Town. This is gonna be the second section of Mafia Town. It's actually divided into two sections because of multiple reasons. Here in particular, it's because we don't have the ice guide yet, and we want to, like, you know, skip it to the very end so we can perform the quick kill on this guy. And there's also other reasons like puns and a bunch of other conditions that it's just better to like leave it for later.
Yeah, pawns are a big one, but this level right here is the reason we did lab early at the start, and why we need the ice hat.
It's a funky little
Here's again. Yes, a little trick here.
That's called a Brump pause clip. I don't think we explained them, but pause clips are actually something that I've been using quite a lot just to like clip out of bounds. And this is a different iteration of that called a Brump pause clip. Brump stands for brewer jump. And yeah, that lets you clip through walls horizontally, just like pause clips, but like you can actually gain more distance. And then that's the reason why I clipped all the way through the wall over there and I could reach out of bounds towards the other section of the room. Alright, so this is Mafia boss. Alright, he already gave me a 2-cycle. He's not very nice to me.
A little rough RNG here, but it's fine.
So yeah, this is the first like very heavy RNG run of the level of the run. And this guy is comprised of two phases. This is the second phase, which we're gonna try to perform the quick kill. And the best RNG you can get is 2 cycles, which I already got. The cycles are basically like every single time he does his attack, like whenever he pulls up the sandbags, that's what we call a cycle. And okay, I got 3 cycles,
okay,
which is not the worst. It's like the most average. Yeah, the most average RNG, so that's okay.
All right, don't blink. Very nice. So right there, we used a combination of using the ice hat and the brewer hat, and this allows us to perform yet another quick kill. Similar to Toilet, Mafia Boss does not have collision with the ground during the Mafia Ball attack, and so falls off through the floor and into the death plane.
One thing that I did not check is my pawn count, but I think it should be fine.
Oh.
But yeah, like I was saying before, I got the, oh yeah, we're still fine with half 49.
Excellent.
That was like the most average RNG you can get, and you know, from best cycle, which is 2, to worst cycle, which is 4, you can lose up to 14 seconds. And in such a short run, like world record right now is like 33:44, and most top players are like, you know, on the 34, 35 range. Such bad energy is devastating, especially if you're not having like, you know, the best early game of a run. It can be very detrimental.
And even if you are having a good early game, all it takes is just a bad RNG phase to just completely ruin a pace.
Yeah, so what
we both know a little too well.
Yeah, I know a little bit too well. What we're doing there is basically what we call a stuck warp. The game has an anti-soft lock mechanic that whenever you're stuck in place for too long, it tries to put you back at like the last quote-unquote safe place that it stores your position. And in this level, we have used it a lot for respawning back and killing a lot of the backtracking. Like here. Oh, unfortunate, but it's fine. And here's another iteration of the ladder jump, which, you know, we don't really need to use the cannon. We can just do this, if I can get it. There we go. We can just do that, and we just can reach the island, no problem.
Sadly, we can't do this at the start of the level because the timepiece doesn't spawn in until all the faucets are sealed. It's a cool level anyway.
Yeah. We're coming up on like the 2 tricks that were not showcased on GDQ this year. Funnily enough, that were both bound by Doka, because I mean Doka just finds everything in this game. So yeah, we're gonna do some slightly different route at the end. If you ever seen this game at GDQ, and if you remember this level, which is the Golden Ball, you're gonna remember that Doka did something slightly different at the end. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to position myself in a very specific spot, and then I'm gonna try to use the boop emote on the timepiece. And what that's going to do is actually we're gonna see that it's gonna launch me all the way into the water, like under the level. You're gonna think that's just like, you know, it makes no sense. And also, if you watch like a lot of players, you're gonna see that, like, you know, they just poop on timepieces for fun. I'm not one of those players. I never actually did that. So this is actually a strat that we're going to see. I'm not trusting that. I'm just gonna make sure that it works. All right. So we're gonna. We're gonna save our position there, and we're gonna get into the timepiece. And once I boop here, I'm gonna get stuck underwater. And like I said before, the game's anti-soft lock mechanic is going to warp me on that spot. I'm gonna land on Bazaar, which you guys did not see, but the level, this rift was under that very specific spot.
That was a cool boop.
Yeah, that's probably one of the coolest boops in the run. There's another one coming up, which is, I'm not exaggerating, probably the hardest strat in the whole run, and probably the hardest strat like this category has ever seen. I'm gonna attempt to do it. No promises though, it is extremely difficult, but it's basically the same concept. I'm gonna let Arya explain this because I will try to concentrate.
Yes. Similar to as we did there, we're going to try and set our save position over the second time rift here. However, this level, cheating the race, involves racing this guy on a rock, as you can see in the splash art. So we have to get to the timepiece fast enough while also managing to take a detour over to the rift. Oh!
I forgot Rumby. That's okay. Yeah, you can keep him.
Oh, Rumby. Okay, okay. I didn't know what you missed. Yeah, we're short of yarn.
There we go.
Okay, we're good there. But yes, we're effectively on a timer as we do the setup. And the timer already is pretty strict in and of itself. Like, the game doesn't actually expect you to beat this level without getting, like, another hat, which we're not actually going to craft this run. We can beat it normally, but this is just going to make it 100 times more difficult. So, best of luck, Lemuria.
Woo! Should be fine.
Okay. Oh, and right there's the rift.
I can also do frame.
That was the 2-frame, you think? Yeah.
Oh, it was not. Oh my god.
Oh, it wasn't.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, this trig is extremely difficult. It has way too many variables on it. That die boost that I did at the very end, it has to be a 1-frame die boost, so that means I have to get it, you know, in 1 frame in like 60 FPS, which is not easy at all. And on top of that,
it's ridiculous. It's at the end of the run.
Yeah, this rift is very sketchy to actually get the right position, because if you're like too far right, you're actually gonna touch the rift, which is going to, like, you know, completely ruin the strat. And if you're too far left, that's what happens. You spawn a little bit too far back and you just don't touch the rift. It is an extremely precise spot, and then on top of that, you also have to get a 1-frame dive boost at the very end to be able to, like, you know, warp back. There's another strat that you can do, but it's also very difficult. Like, none of the alternatives are like easy. So this is probably the, you know, the best alternative there is, on the best strat to do for this.
Yeah, the 1-frame dive boost that we've been mentioning isn't actually required. There's another way to beat it, but it makes the timing even more tight. So in a weird way, doing a frame perfect dive boost is actually easier than having, like, to play it a couple tenths of a second stricter because of how close the race is at the end. Anyways, we're on to Nyakusa, and this world is absolutely broken. Very nice. We start the level off with the Brump, which earlier in Down with the Mafia, we mentioned the Brump pause clip. This is the Brump part of that, where you use the brewer, throw it, and at a very precise time you jump. You jump twice, and you're able to clip through the ceiling. That was an insane cycle, wow.
Alright, so we're gonna leave this time piece alone for now. We don't want it. We don't really need it.
We only need 25.
Yeah, we only need 25. We can spare that one. We can just leave it there. It's okay. We're gonna collect this one instead. And this level, like Arya said, is extremely broken. You're gonna see me now go out of bounds like everywhere. And we're gonna collect that timepiece later. At the very end of, like, after grabbing a timepiece, you can actually, like, move for like a very brief moment. And what we're gonna do in that brief moment, we're gonna try to collect the timepiece, which is gonna be right here. Also, that strat that I just did is not easy at all.
Yeah. We explained the other one, but this is...
There we go.
The spot you have to... Very nice. The spot you have to land on that train to take damage after you release the brewer on the cat, it is extremely tight. And there's a good chance if you miss it, you're just going to fall to your doom. And in any percent, that would just kill your run if you're on pace. We got another wacky level coming up here. Another Brump pause clip. Very nice to zip up the wall there for green clean.
Yeah, this level, this world is the main reason why in 2019, when DLC2 released, we switched immediately to this. 80% record plummeted from a 42 to a 37 in a matter of, like, less than a month.
Yeah.
Just because this is so fast, and over the years, this world has been so much more optimized and so much more faster. Oops.
Yeah, a lot of these strats you're seeing aren't even a year old at this point, which for the TAT timeline, that's pretty recent.
Yeah, the main reason for that is that not too long ago, like 2 years ago, we actually, like, allowed for just everything in the 90% category, and that included lag. Which this game is, like, notorious for just, you know, just being completely broken, especially when, like, you change physics, like you guys saw before with, like, you know, the cherry hover. Well, the same applies to FPS. Like, if you just change the FPS, like, you know, a lot of the physics in this game just completely break. And lag in the game, just basically what it does is, like, you know, it sets the FPS to, like, you know, really low for, like, a very brief moment. And that just breaks everything. You can clip through walls, you can just do so many things. And what we did not too long ago, 2 years ago, is we separated between lag and lagless. And right after that happened, you know, a lot of new strats started ported in that we didn't even know it existed because we were just like so used to like, you know, using lag. And yeah, that's a gate skip. That's you know, usually you will need to like break the brewer box, then press a button on the dweller block, and then use the axe guide to press the other button. But you can just do a TSJ or a triple spring jump to just skip over the gate. And this is the last level of the run. This is finale. Like I said before, very inspired in Corona Mountain in my opinion, because there's just so much lava.
Yeah.
And you know, despite this level having so much RNG because of the fight, I think this portion of the level is one of the most fun to do because it's just like super movement heavy. It's just really fun. The gauntlet is like probably one of my favorite parts to do of this level. Unfortunately, you know, it's tied to like the fight, which very infamous fight that we're gonna see. So yeah, the fight is comprised of multiple phases. What we're gonna see at the very beginning is gonna be like what we call the throne room phase. And in that phase, we actually want we want her to do 2 or 4 attacks in the 5th attack. I'm gonna try to like get to 1 HP by getting hit by her, and then we're gonna try to perform a trick called Slapsy or Torpsy, which basically like skips a really long cutscene of her like throwing time pieces at you, which saves like 15 seconds. But it's only possible to do in 2 of the 4 attacks that she has, which is the teleport attack and the torpedo attack. And you know, the rest of the fight is just, you know, completely RNG as well. First phase has very minor RNG, second phase also has very minor RNG, so it's not really that big of a deal. But the third phase, which is cherry phase, is when like things are gonna start like getting really annoying. The ideal pattern for the ideal pattern for her to like give you is very unlikely, and more often than not you're gonna lose like, you know, 15 to 20 seconds. And then unfortunately last phase is also very RNG as well, which can cost you a lot of time. So like I said before, if you get like, you know, extremely unlucky, the odds of like losing 40 seconds are there. Alright, so... Oh! Okay, she did it.
Yeah, 1 HP.
Alright, cool.
Nice. That variant is Torpsy, where she does the torpedo attack, and similar to Contractual Obligations, we're gonna do a Death Warp and skip right into here, which, as Lemuria said, skips an entire phase where timepieces are falling on you, which is more or less just an auto-scroller part. So that's 1 part of good RNG out of, I guess, 3? See how the others go.
Yeah, first phase is not really that bad. You can get some nasty patterns, but like it's only like 1 or 2 seconds at most. This phase is just the same. You really don't lose any time.
Yeah.
But here comes cherry phase. The most infamous like, you know, phase of this level. So ideally, she will only shield once, and she will let you do 2 double attacks that hopefully she is going to allow me to demonstrate. But, you know... Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Oh my... Okay.
Wow.
Alright, so...
That was insanely good.
Oh my god, the cherry got stuck.
Oh no!
It's okay, it's okay.
Yeah, this can also happen where the cherries sometimes they get stuck behind the wall or sometimes don't even spawn in when they're supposed to make matters even worse on the RNG side.
Yeah, that was not ideal, but like besides that, that was actually almost perfect RNG.
Yeah. I believe it's a 50% chance for a shield to come up every time you deal damage to her, right?
I think so. I'm not even sure of the odds. I'm not even kidding. I've been playing this game for almost 9 years, and I have no idea what the odds are.
I feel like I've heard that before, and it feels right. So you just hit heads 4 times in a row there.
Yeah, if she did the underground attack there, and she didn't shield, that would have been perfect RNG. Like straight up just perfect.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, that was Shockwave actually.
I believe so, yeah. Yep.
Oh, wait, that's not board. No, it's not for work. Okay. Oh my. That is actually perfect RNG on the last phase.
Wow.
Whoa.
Very nice.
I got slightly unlucky because I don't know why I switched to ice hat, but time's coming up after I got the timepiece here. And time.
GG. Oh my gosh, 27 any percent.
Oh my god, 27 any percent. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's a little bit. That's a bug that happens when you close the game.
Yeah, it resets the timer.
But yeah, hopefully I didn't go too much overtime. I'm sorry, what would have happened at the very beginning? The game just decided to like be funny, I guess. But yeah, that's hiding time 20%, lagless as well. Yeah, that's a really fun run, really short run too. It's not very long, and honestly, recently we have a lot of like a very huge influx of like new players, so it's very nice to see, you know, this
yeah
game, like flowering again a little bit.
Well, I can tell you, your estimate was 41 minutes, and your RTA is 40 minutes and 56 seconds.
Oh
So you were
wow.
underestimate by 3.5 seconds.
Okay, thank God. Thank God that my
Not
loads are
even
fast.
close. Yeah.
My loads are fast. Oh my lord. Alright, so
This has been fantastic. So well done to have to think on the fly and to come up with how you were gonna tackle it. So well done.
Yeah, thank you. That was actually so unexpected. I didn't know what to do, and thank God that Arya like reminded me that I needed that time to continue, because I was like,
yeah, to unlock down with the Mafia. Otherwise, we couldn't do any of Mafia 2.
Alright, but very important choice here. Do we give her the timepiece or no? I will say yes. She
Oh
was very
come on,
nice.
that cherry thing.
Yeah, no,
that was
she
amazing.
She gave me insane energy. I don't know what chat is saying though. I guess I don't have the chat open, but I will say yes though.
Woo.
So yeah, I'm just gonna give her the timepiece.
Go for it.
07.
Rest in peace, Mustachio. You'll be fine. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having us rather.
Yes, thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for giving up your time and for being here. Tell the audience, where can people find you? What kind of things are you up to on your channels at the moment?
You guys can find me on twitch.tv/Lumeria with 3 eyes. You know, I'm usually playing 90%. I've been actually in like a pretty hard grind right now to like, you know, try to improve the world record. So yeah, today I actually had a pretty really good phase, a pretty good pace, sorry, towards the very end. It didn't happen, but you know, it will happen eventually. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. I'm mainly just stream on Twitch.
And Elinaria?
Yes, as for me too, I also stream and run this game a fair bit. I've currently been on a grind for probably the past month or so, and probably quite a bit more in the future to try and achieve a 33-minute time in any percent lagless or top 2. And I've been getting some PBs recently, currently at 34:30, and I've been getting some pretty nice paces. And yeah, I'm also on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/LunarAria with the I replaced with a 1. And yeah, similar to Lemuria, I've also been grinding relatively consistently.
Well, thank you both so much for being here, for showing this wacky and often unpredictable run. I think we've learned most about this one. It's been absolutely fabulous having you both here. Thank you for representing Argentina in this special, and yeah, good luck with the grind to bring those times down.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you guys
very
for
much.
having us again.
All right, folks. Well, that is the end of another episode of Fast Travel. Now, Spain may have won the World Cup, but I think it's fair to say all of our runners were winners here today. It's been absolutely fantastic. So in 2 weeks' time, we have our last episode of the current season, and then there's a little bit of a break because we've got things like PAX West, we've got Gamescom, we've got Flame Fatales. So we'll be taking a little bit of a break. So as a result of that, I'm going to take the plane back. The plane's got to go back to GDQ, back to the US. So I figured, since we're going back to the US, and you know, the number one question I get asked about Fast Travel is, when are you gonna do the US themed show? So as we've got to go back to the US and let the plane rest for a bit, we're gonna stick around. We've got some US runners running games set in the US, specifically New York. I haven't got it quite all figured out. We're very, very close. So make sure you keep an eye out on the Games Done Quick Blue Sky to see the announcement the Monday before the show to learn what runs have got in, which runners are going to be featured, and we'll see you then on the season finale of Fast Travel. Have a great night, and I will see